Bam! A rogue truck sends our hero flying. But the real nightmare starts when he wakes up and realizes both his legs are completely gone. His little sister weeps tears of joy at his bedside. But lurking right behind her, the ultimate backstabbing scum of the earth, Xiao Tiankai. This trash used to be our hero's closest brother and partner. He offers a fruit basket and a sickeningly sweet smile hiding his incredibly venomous fangs. Plot twist, this snake actually orchestrated the entire hit and run. Now he uses our boy's shattered body as an excuse to completely steal his corporate empire. But wait, it gets infinitely worse. Tiankai blackmails the innocent sister into a forced marriage, claiming it is the only way to fund her disabled brother's survival. Desperation chokes our helpless hero as he frantically begs his sister to reject this devil, but the villain just laughs right in his face. Who listens to a legless dog barking, he ruthlessly snatches away everything our hero holds dear. Stripped of his wealth and family, our boy rots away in a freezing, empty slum. Then a miracle descends from the heavens. A virtual reality game called Divine Path. This is absolutely no ordinary game. It features a reality-bending system where players can literally drag overpowered in-game skills straight out into the real world. This is his golden ticket to revenge, but reality hits hard. He is completely broke. Without cash for pay-to-win gear, he becomes absolute monster fodder, getting crushed endlessly. Meanwhile, that incredibly rich bastard Tiankai just throws mountains of stolen cash to absolutely conquer the servers. Hoarding all the god-tier resources and elite stats, he quickly transforms himself into an utterly invincible endgame boss. Every single drop of glory that rightfully belonged to our protagonist was shamelessly devoured by Tiankai. Pushed to total madness, our hero invites the snake to his rundown apartment for a lethal trap. Arrogant as ever, Tiankai actually shows up loudly mocking the filthy slum. The villain clearly spots the hidden dynamite everywhere, but his maxed-out game stats make him fearless. Knowing it is a complete suicide mission, our boy dramatically slams the detonator. Boom! A massive fiery explosion instantly vaporizes the entire building. Our main character is blasted into bloody pieces, barely clinging to life. But as the thick smoke clears, absolute horror strikes. Tiankai is standing completely untouched. The monster just smirks, mocking why he even bothered attacking against divine game powers. That massive inferno did not even singe a single strand of his incredibly perfectly styled hair. Delivering the final crushing blow, the villain happily confesses everything. He rigged the truck that crushed Xiao's legs and ruthlessly murdered his parents too. What absolute pure evil. Xiao takes his last bloody breath, drowning in endless hatred. But instead of hell, his eyes snap open. He has miraculously time-traveled exactly 1 year into the past. No idea how the regression system magically worked, but who cares? The flames of vengeance are burning hot. This timeline, that backstabbing snake is going straight to the graveyard. Wait, hold up. There is a huge, terrible catch. He regressed right after the hospital trip, meaning his legs are still totally gone. Worst checkpoint ever. His only saving grace is the upcoming server launch of Shenyu. He has exactly 30 days before the world realizes this game literally rewrites human biology. Ding. A massive light bulb goes off. His giant company bank accounts are not frozen yet. It is time for an epic spending spree. His sweet little sister sees his crazy manic eyes and frantically asks if his wounds hurt. He just smirks. Forget the pain, we have a world to conquer. He reaches for the nurse button, thinking his brain is totally fried. But he grabs her hand, desperately demanding a premium Shenyu gaming pod. She stares like he just grew a second head. Speak of the absolute devil. The ultimate trash villain casually struts right in. Putting on an absolute Oscar-worthy performance, the snake acts incredibly worried, asking why his dear bro wants to play video games instead of writing his will. He fake preaches about gaming addiction, ruining the company's bright future. Our hero bites his tongue, fully aware this clown is openly mocking his crippled state. But Xiao plays the absolute perfect fool. Hey, I have got absolutely no legs now. Might as well become a hardcore gamer, right? The arrogant villain gives a nasty smirk. Sure thing, but the Shenyu VIP pods, they cost a whopping 300 million. Our boy snaps right back with absolute fire. Who cares? I completely own the company. Even if it costs 30 billion, I am dropping the cash today. The poor sister tries to stop the pure madness. But the slithering snake steps in smoothly, putting on his absolute best nice guy mask to handle the situation. He generously offers to buy the expensive gaming rig himself. Do not worry, bro. I will totally run your massive company while you play your little games. Then, hitting absolute peak creep levels, he aggressively grabs the sister's shoulder, purring that they will be spending lots of quality time together. So gross. The friendly mask drops instantly. Xiao violently yanks his terrified sister back, declaring she stays right here. Chuckling darkly, the smug villain casually waves and exits the stage. The second the door completely shuts, the villain's face morphs into pure demonic rage. He curses the trash hitman for failing the job, vowing to bring a literal tank next time to fully crush our hero. Back in the hospital room, our boy goes full absolute madman mode. Liquidate everything. dump every single company stock, and funnel billions straight into the game. She absolutely panics, thinking he needs a mental psych ward, but his eyes burn with unyielding resolve. Just trust me, I am about to rewrite our entire destiny. Boom. 3 hours later, the shiny god-tier pod drops. He literally burned an extra 200 million just for absurdly fast VIP same-day delivery. What a massive flex. Booting up the amazing neural link, a wave of electric nostalgia shocks his brain. The crushing weight of reality completely vanishes. He is finally fully unbound. He looks down. Holy crap, his strong legs are magically back. A divine voice requests his player ID. Smirking, he locks in his real name, Xiao Zhou. The absolute legend returns. A blinding hologram of epic battle classes magically floats around him like a galaxy. The system urgently demands his ultimate choice. Memories of his bloody past life flash right before his eyes. Knowing the game meta perfectly, he instantly locks in his signature high-agility ranger class. Ding, massive pay-to-win benefits activate. Because he completely blew billions, the system instantly gifts him the ultra-rare elf bloodline, unlocking insane charisma and exclusive favors from the entire elven race. As an exclusive player, he scores a hidden skill book that exposes every single enemy weak point. He grins like a maniac. He had completely mastered these overpowered skills in his past life. Suddenly, a new notification chimes. For being in the top 100 pioneers, he unlocks an epic chest harboring a mythical talent. The catch. It costs $500 million. Xiao whistles at the absurd price tag but smashes the buy button instantly. Real-world cash is about to become worthless paper, while godly talents are priceless. In his previous life, a simple bleed buff made him a legend. He instantly dumps his entire bank account. A blinding golden pillar pierces the heavens. Xiao's jaw drops as the system voice echoes with his god-tier reward. Absolute evolution. A cheat skill that can upgrade literally anything. He is absolutely stunned. This defies the game's very logic. Our main character is hyped. A bug talent like this shouldn't be bought with mere mortal cash. Time to check the stats. His new passive guarantees a 100% chance to upgrade any dropped loot, plus a spicy 5% chance for a double rank jump. But wait, there is more. He also unlocks active evolution. Once every 24 hours, he can force an item up 2 whole tiers, with a lucky 10% chance for 3. Sure, it doesn't boost his raw stats directly, but showering in overpowered gear will easily make him an unstoppable raid boss. He clenches his glowing fist. With this ultimate cheat code, his tragic past is officially rewritten. While normal peasants will be crying over trash tier bronze weapons, he will be flexing full silver gear. Smirking arrogantly, he is practically itching to slaughter monsters and harvest that sweet loot. Still, he cannot waste that 24-hour cooldown. He needs to hunt down a base item worthy of godly evolution first. Preparations complete, he smashes the dive button and the legendary virtual gates finally open. His gamer blood is boiling. It is finally time to grab destiny by the throat. Spawning in Xiao is shocked. The VIP zone is already packed with tryhards desperately massacring poor innocent chickens to power level. The starter zone is a hilarious chaotic meat grinder. To our veteran, it is pure comedy. Bickering over feathered trash mobs is for losers. He craves some real glory. Like snagging the server's first boss kill, the system flashes warning signs about the danger zones, but he just laughs them off. High risk means high reward. He needs to farm lethal beasts before the casuals arrive. Checking his inventory, he cringes hard. This basic wooden twig and ragged cloth armor are complete garbage, not even worth his evolution cheat. But then a crazy realization hits him. Can his system evolve his own race? He turns his glowing hands inward and gambles it all. Boom, divine energy erupts. A majestic phantom manifests, successfully mutating his basic avatar into a ridiculously rare royal elf. Agility and precision skyrocket, guaranteeing a critical strike every third hit. Seeing his health pool explode, he grins wickedly. Soloing this death game will be an absolute breeze now. Suddenly, a vicious howl echoes. A level 2 forest wolf spots him. A rival party is already charging and screaming battle cries to steal the experience points. Our main character smoothly vanishes behind a tree, evaluating their amateur tactics. Teaming up to crush higher-level mobs is standard logic. But these rookies forgot one tiny detail. This game's pain engine is terrifyingly real. Suddenly, their squishy mage senses rustling in the bushes and shrieks in panic. Rule number 1. Wolves always hunt in packs. Glowing eyes surround the party and absolute chaos erupts. Fangs tear into virtual flesh with agonizing realism. Regret instantly washes over the doomed newbies. See you guys at the respawn point. A warrior wails before dissolving into pixels. The squad is utterly wiped out. Perfect timing. While the wolves feast on the casualties, Xiao draws his bow from the shadows. Twang. A critical headshot instantly deletes the beast. Golden light showers him as he jumps straight from level 1 to 2. Elven Bloodline experience, 5 juicy attribute points and healing wolf meat secured. Sustenance is a solo player's best friend. 3 angry wolves lock onto him next. Smirking at his insane damage output, he triggers his elven passive speed doubled. He blasts forward like a ninja, parkouring across the rocky cliffs and completely breaking their formation. Royal Elf and Ranger synergy is just disgustingly broken. He laughs, knowing these mutts are already dead. But wait. The wolves suddenly slam the brakes, trembling in pure fear. A red danger alert flashes. He just crossed into level 5 buffalo territory. As the cowardly wolves flee, a sweet voice suddenly yells, "Hey, handsome." He turns to find a random party spamming him with invites. They look totally sketchy, plus they keep calling him handsome. Major red flags. Their big master plan: farm some buffalo and speedrun their leveling. But their mage scoffs, checking our hero's stats. Level 2, what a total dead weight. Annoyed but unbothered Xiao gets instantly rejected. Whatever, before they can blink, he flashes a peace sign, wishes them happy grinding, and walks off. The squad yells after him. That next zone is absolute suicide even for a 4-man team. They lecture him about the brutal death penalty. Xiao plays the totally clueless newbie. He has never died before. They spell out the nightmare, losing half your gold, trashing your gear, and kissing hard-earned experience goodbye. Xiao just shrugs his shoulders. Big deal, he tosses a casual thanks anyway, waves goodbye, and struts straight into the danger zone. The party's healer feels bad, suggesting they carry the poor solo player, but the arrogant mage snorts. If the newbie wants a game over, let him burn. Fast forward, our guy strolls into a creepy dungeon littered with dry bones. Bingo, the absolute perfect grinding spot. Suddenly, the scattered skulls violently rattle. A terrifying beast snaps its glowing eyes open. An absolute behemoth appears. But our boy stares down the level 10 giant king snake without blinking, instantly popping his weakness detection skill. Ding! A glowing red target locks dead onto the massive serpent's nape. A normal level 2 would only have 200 health points. But thanks to his absolutely busted Royal Elf passive, he has an extra 1000 health. With stats like these, he smirks, gripping his bow, ready to solo the boss. The snake lunges like a freight train, but Xiao is insanely fast. He perfectly sidesteps the deadly fangs and draws his bowstring taut. Thwack, direct hit, but a pathetic 29 floats into the air. That is way less damage than he calculated. Well, a dungeon boss is still a dungeon boss. Xiao vaults away, thanking his lucky stars his agility stat can outpace this overgrown worm. The beast packs a serious punch, but its sluggish speed means he can totally kite it to death. He aims a second shot right at the sweet spot. Clang. The snake swats the arrow with its thick tail. Okay, this thing is way smarter than expected. It is completely shielding its fatal weakness. Time for plan B. He cranks his attack speed to the max and unleashes a furious storm of arrows. Blocked, deflected, 0 damage. He patiently waits out the attack animation, spotting a tiny gap, and boom, 58 damage pops out. This grind is going to take forever, but his speed advantage is carrying him. Wait. What is that weird sound? The monstrous snake inhales. A foul, toxic green fog engulfs the entire cavern. System alert. Poison drains 10 health every single second. He instantly runs the math. His health bar is ticking down fast. To make things absolutely worse, the cowardly serpent slithers up to the ceiling, totally destroying his firing angles. But does Xiao sweat? Not a chance. He knocks another arrow, chuckling that this overgrown garden snake is seriously looking down on him. Swish. A staggering 116 damage erupts from its neck. Talk about some insane critical luck for this kid. The boss crashes back down to earth. His broken passive activates. Every third attack triggers a guaranteed massive critical strike. He flashes a cocky smirk. Ready for round 2, buddy. The snake visibly panics, realizing this tiny human is an absolute raid boss in disguise. The boss health violently drops to 597. Xiao is practically styling on it now. Even with that nasty poison debuff, victory is absolutely locked in. But his health is still bleeding, plus this serpent refuses to be farmed. Whenever Xiao stops to aim, he must backflip away from lightning-fast tail whips. Seeing its basic attacks fail, the desperate boss shifts phases. It spams aggressive wide sweeps to completely shut down Xiao's offense. Another perfect dodge. The snake might have decent combat intelligence, but it completely underestimates an elf's agility. Thwack. A juicy 200 critical damage explodes from its nape. But then a weird detail catches his gamer eye. Base damage multiplier on the belly is actually higher, even though the neck is marked for critical instant kill burst. He grins. If he combos both spots, he can speedrun this execution, but suddenly the massive serpent flashes a twisted, almost human grin. Boom! It slams the floor, sending a massive earthquake straight at him. The ground violently shatters and the boss completely vanishes from his sight. Xiao stumbles. The poison phase upgrades, now bleeding 20 health points per second. He is left with a dangerously low 600 health. The system was not joking. This beast requires a full guild party. With stacking toxic damage and impossible terrain, his solo run is falling apart. He urgently taps his inventory, pulling out emergency wolf meat. Time to burn the premium consumables. He chows down, triggering a buff that heals 20 health per second. It only pauses the bleeding, but it buys him the ultimate window to climb. The next 20 seconds are literally do or die. He shifts into hardcore survival mode, vaulting from falling rocks to crumbling ledges. He scales the dungeon walls, completely taking the high ground over the boss. He draws back his bowstring, letting a perfect shot fly. The snake hisses in pure fury, absolutely stunned. This puny human is still alive. Critical hit right to the eyeball. The monstrous boss shrieks, thrashing violently and collapsing to the floor. But wait, the coward is trying to flee. No escape for you. He ruthlessly exploits its exposed back, driving another brutal arrow right into the glowing weak spot at its nape. The beast turns in pure terror. It watches Xiao charge another glowing elven arrow. The giant boss literally trembles as he spams shot after shot. Whoosh. The ultimate shot blows straight through its entire body, exploding out of its monstrous jaws. The boss health drops to a big fat 0. The toxic debuff finally vanishes. A global system alert pops up asking if he wants to hide his identity before broadcasting this epic achievement. Xiao pauses, smirking. He is done playing the invisible background character. He smashes that public broadcast button without hesitation. Boom! A server-wide banner flashes congratulating player Xiao Zhou for claiming the legendary first kill on the starter zone boss. Meanwhile, the newbie village erupts into absolute chaos. Players are scratching their heads, wondering how a boss died on launch day. Rival guilds weep over their slow pacing. Even the hardcore veterans are completely mind-blown. Soloing an over-leveled boss. Pure hacks. Cut to the blue-haired squad panting and sweating. They barely took down a single cow, fully convinced it was a raid boss. The chubby teammate practically drools, dreaming about the juicy loot from a first kill reward. His two buddies turn red, flexing their noodle arms to impress the ladies. They eagerly wait for their gorgeous teammate to praise their gaming skills. But then, the golden notification drops. Xiao just bagged a massive 1,000 reputation points and a shiny silver treasure chest. The squad's jaws hit the floor. Someone actually outgrinded their sweaty team. Back to our overpowered main character. The massive experience boost skyrockets him from level 2 straight to 7. He instantly dumps all 30 points into agility. Since agility directly buffs both speed and attack power, it is a no-brainer. Stats updated, check. Now let us inspect that sweet, sweet boss loot. Wait, hold up. The system glitches in his favor. Those guaranteed 10 silvers magically mutate into 10 sparkling gold pieces. While regular players are crying over copper pennies, Xiao is rolling in wealth. Suddenly, a blinding golden light flashes from his inventory space. Did his unique evolution talent activate? He is completely shocked to find a mythical crystal coin, an extinct currency from ancient times. With this legendary artifact, he can unlock hidden non-player character shops or instantly max out their affection meters with a single bribe. Xiao grins from ear to ear. Even in his past life as a veteran gamer, this item was nothing more than a wild myth. Talk about a god-tier drop. This little shiny rock will definitely save his life later. Read mode activated. He vacuums up the sparkling drops, stuffing everything deep into his bottomless virtual gaming backpack. Jackpot. He uncovers a wicked silver snake. Longsword. Absolutely bursting with raw, unadulterated attack damage. But then reality hits. He sighs heavily. It is not a bow, which makes this awesome weapon utterly useless today. Oh well, straight to the auction house, it goes for big bucks. He checks the next shiny drop and dollar signs literally flash in his greedy eyes. Behold the silver tier azure scale armor. This overpowered beauty automatically deploys a massive 300-point defensive barrier. The second combat begins resetting after a 300-second cooldown. His past life memory kicks in. Back then, the trash tier normal version of this armor offered 0 special abilities whatsoever. It only gave basic stats. But this crazy silver version, that automatic shield effect, makes it absurdly rare and expensive. But cue the sad trombone sound. It requires level 10 to equip, and our overpowered main character is completely underleveled right now. He groans in frustration. Beating a terrifying boss just to get locked out of his own loot, an absolute scam. He angrily curses the game's strictly annoying leveling rules. Wait, he still has that silver treasure chest from the system. He rubs his hands together, desperately praying to the random number gods for some seriously broken gear. Bam! The chest explodes in a blinding rainbow light. He actually pulled the legendary tier skill, 7 charge chain arrows. For just 50 mana, it fires an insane barrage of 7 consecutive homing arrows. The best part, each hit deals true damage equal to 1% of maximum health. This is not just good, it is completely game-breaking. It is a super rare exclusive ability for archers. But of course, the system loves to troll Xiao with annoying conditions. Another huge slap in the face. This skill is also locked behind level 10. He forces a pained, optimistic smile. Hitting level 10 will literally turn him into a walking cheat code. This insanely broken power spike motivates him to grind even faster. Suddenly, a sweet, mysterious voice echoes from deep inside the cave. Sneaking closer, he finds a gorgeous, slightly bruised woman begging for help. It is Lady Gu, the famous non-player character legendary for handing out super-secret hidden quests. She hid from the snake. Our smug hero flexes proudly declaring that he just turned that terrifying boss into a snakeskin belt. Turning on the charm, Lady Gu dramatically reveals her long, slender legs. She whines that they are broken and shamelessly begs him to carry her out. Like a typical gaming nerd around pretty girls, Xiao turns bright red. He scoops her up like a princess. Lady Gu immediately turns up the heat, gently stroking his cheek, whispering how her brave knight saved her life. She winks playfully, promising to take really good care of him next time they meet. Talk about a massive red flag. Alarm bells ring in his head. The romantic illusion shatters and Xiao hilariously dumps her straight onto the hard dirt. Rubbing her back, Gu dramatically sighs, claiming she is totally broke and can only repay him with her body. So she prepares to unleash her absolute best, highly questionable skills on him. Our main character shoots her a look of pure disbelief. He begs her to stop talking entirely to save her from the ultimate cringe. Suddenly, Gu bursts into giggles. Pulling a black moonblade straight out of her chest, she announces he totally passed her little test. But Xiao casually swats the legendary weapon away, leaving her absolutely speechless. Staring dead ahead, he demands the hidden class right now. Playing dumb, she tugs at his sleeve, swearing she has zero clue what he means. Going full villain mode, Xiao stands up. Since she insists on playing games, he casually threatens to visit her hidden 14-year-old daughter nearby. Pure panic strikes Gu's face. Her ultimate secret is out. Completely defeated, she promises to unlock the hidden class. Immediately, she breaks into a breathtaking ballet routine, looking absolutely majestic. A magical portal instantly swallows his feet. Everything is going exactly to plan, or so he thinks. Lady Gu explains this portal leads straight to the hidden trial. Survive this, and that epic class is entirely his. A smug grin spreads across our hero's face. He thanks her, feeling like an absolute genius. But Gu flashes a dark smirk, telling him to hold his horses before celebrating. Ding. A system alert pops up instantly, shattering his confidence. The Shadow Hunter trial is nightmare difficulty, and failing means permanent game over. The stakes are terrifyingly simple. He either clears the mission or dies trying. Flailing wildly, he begs her to cancel it. As a fragile level 7, he cannot risk permanent death, but his legs are hopelessly glued down. Flashing a completely psychotic grin, Gu declares his ultimate doom. This is karma for daring to target her precious daughter with his villainous threats. He realizes in absolute horror that her favorability just tanked to 0. Raising her favorability was the only way to close this death trap. But time is up and the portal is fully locked onto him. The magical circle drags him straight down into the abyss. Screaming at the top of his lungs, he vows to survive and utterly destroy her entire family. His dramatic villain speech is cut short. The portal swallows him whole like deadly quicksand. Gu smirks at the empty spot, convinced he is dead meat. Meanwhile, our hero crash lands from the sky into a massive, blinding desert wasteland. Ding. The glowing system interface announces the nightmare trial has officially started. With permanent death on the line, he prepares to go all out. Suddenly, a strange shape shifts beneath the golden dunes. Before his brain can even process the danger, massive claws erupt from the earth. He walks straight into a deadly ambush. With split-second timing, he leaps into the air, just as a monstrous sandworm snaps its jaws. Staring at the beast, he panics. There is no way this absolute unit is a basic tutorial monster. Activating his weakness detection skill, the glowing system panel reveals the terrifying truth. It is an elite level 5 ground sandworm. Attack 45, defense 30, and a massive 2,000 health points. Luckily, its critical weak point is straight down its gaping throat. Knocking an arrow, he fires a test shot straight into its ugly maw. He holds back his full power just to gauge the beast's defense. Landing smoothly on the sand, a confident smirk returns. He knows these giant subterranean worms are notoriously sluggish after breaching the surface. He just needs to play it smart and outmaneuver the beast. Suddenly, the sand explodes again, and he waits for its brutal forward charge. Executing a perfect last-second dodge, the shockwave knocks him back. One direct hit from that monster would have instantly deleted his character, but the oversized noodle does not follow up. Instead, it burrows deep underground, preparing for another deadly sneak attack. Scanning the battlefield, his eyes lock onto a rapidly shifting sand mound. The colossal beast is launching a vertical strike right beneath his feet. This underground combat style is incredibly annoying. Tracking a hidden monster beneath the surface is a total nightmare. The beast swims through dirt like water. When it violently breaches, our hero has less than a millisecond to dodge. Relying purely on reflexes will eventually get him killed. He desperately needs solid ground to stand on, forcing the worm to attack from predictable angles. Spotting a massive stone pillar just ahead, He sprints toward his new sanctuary like his life entirely depends on it. Just inches from safety, the ground violently shatters beneath him. Another deadly earth spike shoots up, forcing a frantic barrel roll. As the worm surfaces, he unleashes a rapid attack on its face. His experience bar slowly inches forward. A cocky smirk crosses Xiaoju's face. As long as his footwork stays flawless, turning this elite boss into bug paste will be painfully easy. But hubris is a gamer's worst enemy. The sandworm instantly activates its sandspit skill, blasting a gritty projectile straight at his face. Our poor hero takes direct damage. Ding, a nasty debuff icon appears. The blinding attack slashes his vision field by 50% for 10 agonizing seconds. In a hardcore survival trial, where dodging is everything, this massive vision nerf completely cripples Xiaoju's combat rhythm. He grinds his teeth in absolute frustration at this dirty crowd control tactic. The blinding debuff is so insanely strong he cannot even see his own weapon. Panic and annoyance mixed together. He had to reach that stone pillar incredibly fast or he would be total monster food. Incoming, the sandworm lunged again, but he scrambled out of the way, desperate for some solid protection. He finally slammed into the pillar's safety, just in time to watch the beast dive back underground. This ridiculous fight needed to end right now. He was still absolutely furious about the annoying dirt in his eyes. Wait a second. Thinking back to his earlier arrow shots, both of those critical strikes landed perfectly. Those were sneaky attacks from below, plus the annoying blindness debuff on his status window was finally fading. His vision cleared completely, and suddenly he realized this giant monster's attack pattern was painfully basic and highly predictable. Figuring out this boss was like taking candy from a baby. Smirking confidently, he raised his legendary bow, ready for a counterattack. "Hey, ugly," he taunted. The ground violently rumbled. As the colossal worm erupted upward, he sidestepped with effortless gamer swagger to dodge. Before the beast could spit more dirt, he instantly pivoted. He ducked smoothly behind the giant stone pillar for cover. Bullseye. A deadly arrow pierced straight through the monster's gaping mouth, instantly deleting a massive chunk of its health bar. But something was horribly wrong. The coward stopped charging directly, clearly trying to stall the fight. Eventually, it foolishly charged again. He rained down arrows like a rapid machine gun until the final strike totally obliterated it. Ding. He leveled up to level 8, and those 10 dropped copper coins instantly evolved to silver. He also looted bronze tier sand boots for a massive speed buff. But looking at the terrible stats, he felt absolutely scammed and annoyed. Are you kidding me? This garbage loot for defeating such a massive boss? The experience points were sweet, but where was the silver tier gear? Suddenly an ancient magical symbol on the stone pillar started glowing very brightly. Wait. There were 8 identical words carved here, and only one was lit. Oh crap, a massive horde of sandworms was coming. Right on cue, the desert floor exploded. Multiple giant sandworms spawned, launching deadly attacks. The system quest was brutally clear. He had to slaughter every single one to survive. Leaping onto the high pillar, a wicked grin crossed his face. What a perfect farming spot. Touching the sand meant instant death right now. One single step would trigger 7 enraged worms charging from every direction. He simply could not handle that brutal mob without taking absolute heavy damage. He needed a brilliant gamer strategy. If he created fake vibrations from up here, he could lure them out safely and rain down ranged attacks. A genius idea struck him. Opening his spatial inventory, he grabbed copper. The silver coins were way too light. He hurled the heavy copper straight down. Boom. A monstrous worm erupted at the impact site. He fired his bow, but this extremely high angle ruined his accuracy for a critical weak spot. The beast's armor was ridiculously thick. He was only doing 35 damage per hit, which was an absolutely pathetic number. But hey, he was totally rich and had infinite patience. He planned to slowly grind every single worm to dust here so he could win. 4 grueling hours of farming later, the dreaded nightmare finally ended. He exhaled a massive sigh. His arms were exhausted from all that shooting. But gazing at the mountain of monster corpses felt incredibly satisfying. The payout was massive. He hit level 10, scored 15 juicy attribute points, and boosted his mana greatly. He hadn't even noticed the system notifications. These ugly giant worms were basically walking experience point piñatas for him. Time for the best part. He excitedly pulled up his status window. His health was nearly 2,000, but with a pathetic 0 in his luck stat, getting good loot drops was basically a total mathematical impossibility. Screw it all. Attribute points into luck. It skyrocketed to 15, instantly boosting his hit rate and dodging skills as a beautiful bonus. His passive evolution ability suddenly sparked. Man, he should have dumped everything into the luck stat from the very beginning because it was amazing. Testing out his newly evolved passive, he blasted a corpse. The absolute destructive power left him staring in pure, fascinated awe. Back in his miserable past life, he was always completely broke. His health and damage were tragically low. Just to survive back then, he had to min-max his health and attack. He missed out on so many amazing perks and advantages. Suddenly, a glorious purple light beamed from the monster remains, a legendary drop. His gamer heart raced with excitement. Finally, it was his turn for epic gear. He inspected the sand escape skill. It granted flawless stealth and movement, but only in desert environments. Realizing the brutal limitation, his incredible excitement completely faded. What a pathetically situational legendary skill. Still, he stashed it away. It might just save his life for sneaky surprise ambushes in the distant future. He slapped down 10 silver coins to instantly learn it, plus hitting level 10 unlocked that sweet silver chest skill he totally forgot about. The epic 7-star arrow. He happily dropped another 20 silver coins to master the technique. Equipping that sweet blue armor instantly floods his veins with an overwhelming power surge which he absolutely devours. Plus, the massive aura boost makes him look ridiculously stylish. Now officially, the server's peak apex predator. His ego inflates to comical proportions. But wait, what's with that weird glowing pillar? The tower's runes blaze brilliantly. He wiped out every mob and swept up all the legendary loot, yet dead silence follows. Where is the cinematic explosion? Where's the monstrous alien boss? This anticlimactic pause feels highly suspicious. Right on cue, violent tremors rock the earth, instantly shattering his false sense of security. Cue the epic anime music. A majestic ancient temple dramatically erupts from underground. Smirking, he struts toward the gates. The ultimate jackpot awaits inside, providing the perfect punching bag for his newly awakened skills. But suddenly, a shrill voice pierces his focus, his little sister yelling about dinner. She prepared his absolute favorite meal. Back in reality, he frantically scolds her to climb off his gaming pod before she totally breaks something. A glaring system prompt flashes across his vision. An incoming real-world call demands an immediate game exit. He aggressively declines. Logging out now means kissing that legendary hidden profession goodbye forever. Destiny calls. He must remain logged in even if it totally crushes his sister's sweet intentions. Xiao Tiankai pouts, nagging that he has been grinding for 8 straight hours. As a recovering patient, he desperately needs proper rest. But the incredibly stubborn Xiao Zhuo barks back, sending her storming off in tears, heartbroken and furious. She wanders away, wondering what twisted game turned her gentle brother so ruthlessly cold. Back online, heavy guilt totally crushes our hero's soul. But achieving absolute gaming supremacy requires agonizing real-world sacrifices. Activating his Phantom Hunter vision, he meticulously scans the ominous temple for hidden death traps. Stepping inside, crimson warning alerts flood his screen, screaming extreme danger. He just casually strolled directly into the final boss room. A colossal monstrosity materializes from the shadows, but hilariously, it is just an oversized, grumpy crab. A desert crab. Seriously, behold the Sand King, a level 15 gold tier raid boss, boasting a lethal sandstorm ultimate. Scanning for weaknesses, his jaw drops. This overgrown crustacean's health and armor stats are absolutely broken. His elite detection gear returns 0 weak points. For the very first time, he is flying completely blind in a deathmatch. Before panic even sets in, the boss launches a devastatingly brutal preemptive strike. Xiao Zhuo swiftly evades cockily, assuming such a massive behemoth must move like molasses. Boom. The sheer kinetic shockwave violently launches him into the cavern wall, eating 100 massive damage. Utterly shell-shocked. That wasn't even a direct hit. He violently prays to the gaming gods, thanking his new armor's clutch, 300-point protective shield. If that massive claw had grazed his skull, it would literally feel like eating a speeding freight train. One wrong move means instant game over. He gulps at the massive crater left by the crustacean's devastating smash. Reality hits hard. This is a true gold-tier nightmare, not some pathetic leveling mob. He dramatically readies his legendary bow. Backed into a corner, he unleashes a desperate arrow. It strikes, dealing exactly 1 single point of pathetic damage. His eyes bug out in pure comedy. That ultimate strike did basically nothing. This physical defense is an absolute joke. The Titan attacks again. He desperately maneuvers, dodging both the crushing claw and the explosive shock waves. His basic attacks are completely useless here. He must rely on max agility or become instant crab food. The monstrous crab winds up for strike number 2, terror spikes, as he realizes he is completely cornered against the dungeon wall. The beast violently slams the earth. Raising its massive claw, it finds absolutely nothing but empty dust. The almighty Xiao Zhuo hilariously hugs its giant claw for dear life. But the beast catches on. It violently throws him into the sky, jaws unhinged to swallow him whole. Mid-air desperation, Xiao Zhuo quick draws his ultimate 7-star arrows, firing them directly down its gaping throat. Critical hit. Nearly 1,000 damage explodes. A single magnificent burst shreds its health from 6,000 down to 5,100. Breaching its defense threshold means every follow-up strike hits harder. Enraged beyond belief, the titanic crab viciously swats our helpless hero. His magic shield shatters instantly. The true terror of a gold-tier boss finally hits. Stripped of his armor, death breathes down his neck. Trading blows is suicide. He desperately needs a genius tactical switch up right now. Parkouring up the beast's rocky arm, he aims point blank at its head for another devastating 7-star strike. He pulls the bowstring, but absolutely nothing spawns. Pure horror strikes. His mana pool is completely dry at the worst possible second. That 7-star barrage drains way too much energy. His current mana cap literally cannot afford a second consecutive blast. Xiao runs the numbers in his head. Damn it, he needs 4 whole minutes of cooldown before casting that again. Suddenly, the massive crab leaps into the air. Crap, that thing is coming straight down to flatten him. He instantly dives back to dodge. If he wants to smash this oversized crustacean against the ceiling, he desperately needs to boost his speed. But wait. Glancing up, his detection skill finally pings. The system highlights a massive glowing weak spot right on its belly. His trusty system skill was flawless all along. Ridiculous weak point was just buried beneath that incredibly thick armored shell. Red system alerts flash. The boss is charging its ultimate attack. Getting caught means a brutal drain of 100 health every single second. What kind of broken move is this? Out of nowhere, massive sand tornadoes erupt. Xiao freezes in absolute terror and confusion. Damage over time is the absolute worst. He desperately tries to sprint away, but the crushing wind pressure locks him completely in place. All his skills are silenced. There is literally zero cover left. Tick, tick. 100 health vanishes per second. Xiao sweats bullets, realizing this dusty blender might be his actual grave. Taking the full brunt of this ultimate move means an instant game over, or at least catastrophic damage. He randomly shoots an arrow, landing a juicy 260 critical hit, not bad for a blind guess. He curses the smug boss. But the giant crab just glares back. The deadly vortex shrinks, bleeding his health bar dry. The raging storm finally ends. The boss blinks in pure confusion. Its annoying human prey has completely vanished. Did he get blown away? Nope. He casually used his sand escape skill to burrow underground right before impact. The second the boss relaxes, surprised Xiao bursts from the dirt and shoots a glowing arrow right into its squishy belly. Furious, the boss triggers the sandstorm again, but our main character just smirks with absolute confidence. He spams sand escape diving. Underground, he pops up like a whack-a-mole, blasting away another chunk of 500 health. The enraged crab desperately burrows down to chase him. Xiao just laughs. He slips back into the earth, smoothly reappearing across the cave. 0 mana cost 0 cooldown. This legendary skill is absolutely broken. Our hero finally grasps just how hilariously overpowered this troll tactic is. He ruthlessly spams this hide-and-seek combo, taunting the giant crab while chipping its health down. Hours later, the exhausted boss literally whimpers and calls him a jerk. Wait, this giant crab can actually talk. After 3 grueling hours of trolling, Xiao is exhausted. But seeing his 7-star arrows finally off cooldown, he knows the finale approaches. He playfully taunts the boss, who is left with a pathetic 1,100 health. The broken monster literally waves a white flag. The relentless bullying has completely drained its soul. Xiao graciously accepts its tragic defeat. Boom, the 7-star arrow obliterates the Sand King Golden. Light showers down as he instantly gains 3 levels. Experience scaling is normally brutal from here on out. But skyrocketing 13 levels in just one day, he just broke the server's speed record. Ding, a prompt offers the ultra-rare hidden class. Phantom Hunter Xiao smirks proudly. He grinded his absolute soul out for this epic reward. A blinding aura erupts. A magical elf spirit materializes and merges with him. Boom, class upgraded, scoring him 200 bonus experience. The system drops another bombshell. As a Phantom Hunter, every level up now grants 7 glorious attribute points. A huge upgrade from the standard 5 allocatable stats. Xiao grins from ear to ear. That insane stat scaling is totally broken, plus he scores some spicy new class skills. Phantom Summon creates a deadly shadow clone for 30 seconds. It literally copies every single attack effect and dual cast skills with him. Meanwhile, Death Trap drops invisible landmines. Any poor fool caught inside takes a staggering 100% double damage. They might look like basic trickster moves right now, but our main character sees their ridiculously overpowered future. Stacking that double damage trap buff with his clone's simultaneous burst, that is a guaranteed one-shot combo against anything. He drools, thinking about evolving his shiny new shadow clone. But wait, his active evolution skill is locked behind a brutal 5-hour cooldown. His excitement instantly deflates like a sad balloon. Luckily, his crazy passive evolution suddenly triggers. Dumping his points into luck was definitely a galaxy brain play. The system absolutely loves him. Powered by his passive, he violently butchers the massive crab corpse for that sweet loot. He inspects the drops with glowing greedy eyes. His new epic quest, hoard a massive 1 billion gold and reclaim his stolen treasures. But for now, everything goes into his magical pockets. Xiao practically dances with joy. He just pulled a gorgeous, silver-tier, armor-piercing bow from the monster's stash. Every single shot strips away 5 defense points, and the absolute best part, that insanely broken debuff stacks up to 5 times. Jackpot. An elite bow practically made for shredding tanky mobs. He immediately slaps that beauty right into his main equipment slot. Next up, Silver Tier Steel Gauntlets. These bad boys grant a massive buff to his overall arrow reload speed. The loot keeps flowing. A majestic Silver Tier Greatsword drops. Every single swing blasts out golden aura, adding a devastating 30% bonus to his base attack power. Too bad his class restricts it. Oh well, it will fetch a hefty price on the auction block later. Finally, a Silver Tier Life Amulet, boosting raw defense and passively regenerating 10 health points per second instant equip. Dumping all 21 free stat points straight into agility, his updated character window is looking absolutely beautiful right now. Suddenly, a glaring red system alert flashes. 15 hours of continuous playtime reached. Commencing forced server logout. Wait, what? Has it seriously been that long? He frantically tries to smash the cancel button. Access denied. The anti-addiction protocol kicks in, booting our hardcore gaming goblin straight out of the virtual world. No, just one more mob, he screeches, snapping back to reality. Blinking, he finds his VR pod parked inside some ridiculously sterile VIP hospital suite. Coughing awkwardly, he instantly regrets his gamer rage. Getting slapped by a digital curfew meant for kids. How totally humiliating for a fully grown adult. Real-world cringe aside, his virtual progression is flawlessly on track. Soon enough, those treacherous snakes and backstabbing leeches who ruined his past life are going to face absolute unyielding despair. Glancing over, his heart softens. Xiao Tong is fast asleep on the side bed. She actually stayed to watch over him this entire time. She even prepared a steaming bowl of porridge for him. Honestly, the aroma and texture seem surprisingly appetizing. This is huge. Xiao Tong grew up as a completely pampered princess who rarely touched a single cooking utensil. Yet seeing him bedridden, she actually braved the treacherous battlefield known as the kitchen just for his sake. Deeply moved by his little sister's devotion, he eagerly scoops up a massive grateful spoonful. Error critical hit. His sister's beauty definitely does not translate to culinary skills. The flavor is a catastrophic assault on his taste buds. His violent choking wakes her up. Beaming brightly, she assumes he logged out voluntarily just to spend precious sibling time together. Completely missing his face of pure agony, her eyes sparkle with pure joy, seeing him eating her lovingly prepared homemade meal. "Is it yummy?" she asks eagerly. Trapped by guilt, Xiao Ju forces a smile and lies through his teeth, praising it. Overjoyed by his fake praise, she practically shoves the entire bowl closer, happily demanding he finish every single drop. Sweating bullets. The man who effortlessly slayed elite dungeon bosses realizes this demonic porridge is his ultimate real-world survival quest. This concoction is not food, it is a literal biohazard. Yet to protect his sister's pure smile, he must bravely swallow the poison. By morning, his physical vessel has completely crashed. The toxic sister porridge dealt fatal damage. A seductive nurse strolls in, leaning way too close. She notes his dramatic night of intense food poisoning and endless bathroom trips. Alarm bells ring. She's an S-rank gold digger, targeting this seemingly wealthy, handsome VIP patient for a quick payday. Hoping his weakened state makes him emotionally vulnerable, she plots to sink her claws in and secure a permanent luxury meal ticket. But Xiao Ju, he completely ignores her heavy flirting, assuming his exhaustion is simply a severe post-gaming debuff. Undeterred, she amps up the charm, gently stroking his arm, and whispering that she can do absolutely anything he deeply desires. Anything. His eyes light up. He immediately orders her to push his wheelchair straight back to his VR pod. Her jaw utterly drops. Doubting her flawless makeup skills, she grumpily pushes his chair like a glorified taxi driver. Dive initiated. Back in his digital avatar, his sickness vanishes. Checking the server stats. 300,000 players are currently online. With budget VR headsets flooding the market, that number will explosively shatter the 100 million mark within a single month. The race for supremacy is on. To crush his future enemies, he rapidly pulls up his gear window. His loadout is still lacking true god-tier artifacts. He either hunts level 20+ raid bosses or splashes some serious cash at local merchants. Hitting up the local trading post, the greedy NPC merchant drools over our hero's shiny silver armor, instantly switching to premium VIP service. Xiao Ju just sneers. The displayed wares are nothing but absolute bronze-tier trash. Slaying gold-tier bosses requires hidden gold-tier gear. Cutting the small talk, he aggressively demands to see the merchant's secret under-the-counter premium stash. The sly NPC nervously sweats, acting entirely dumb and insisting he has absolutely no clue about any hidden stash. Flustering. The merchant swears on his life that the garbage on these shelves is his entire inventory. He smugly offers a pity discount, laughing off the idea of mythical shop treasures. He arrogantly claims our hero's wallet could never handle those prices anyway. Challenge accepted. Xiao Ju smirks, revealing a blinding gem. The merchant's attitude pulls a flawless 180. He just realized he's dealing with a literal whale. Ding affinity with the NPC spikes by 70%. A hidden VIP vault unlocks, and our wealthy protagonist strolls right into the secret chamber. Talk about exclusive access. These time-gated treasures weren't supposed to drop for another 30 days. Rules don't apply to heavy spenders. He gets first pick, but looking at the glowing loot, Xiao simply yawns. To him, this silver-tier loot is utter garbage. The poor merchant's pride takes a massive critical hit. But wait, a sinister aura suddenly catches his eye. Drawn like a moth to a flame, he spots a menacing facepiece and demands a price check. The shopkeeper starts sweating. That's the sole gold-tier mask generated since the server officially launched. Its locked market value, a whopping 200,000 gold coins scheduled for next month's release. Thanks to that crystal bribe, the NPC offers a massive discount, dropping it to 150,000 gold. He brags that a normal grinder would need a whole year to farm that much currency. Before the NPC finishes yapping, Xiao casually drops the full amount. Who needs a discount when you have infinite wealth? He casually orders the stunned merchant to slide into his DMs first whenever top-tier loot drops. Just like that, the greedy NPC becomes his personal loot hound. Stepping outside, our main character casually does the math. He just blew roughly 2 million real-world dollars, but for a one-of-a-kind cosmetic absolute steal, he immediately equips the flashy item and toggles the visibility setting to public. Playing with the UI, he hides his basic stats. Let everyone admire the sheer glory of the legendary White Tiger mask, plus 50 raw strength. Better yet, its passive fear effect actively terrorizes any underleveled mobs or players. The moment he enters the safe zone, jaws hit the floor. The newbie village is completely paralyzed. But cue the salty haters. Seeing a day one player dripping in gold tier drip triggers massive waves of bitter envy. The peanut gallery starts coping hard. Gold gear in the starter village. Their fragile gamer egos scream that it's statistically impossible. Their flawless logic, he must be using hack clients. Suddenly a squad of crusty low-level thugs blocks his path. Eyeing his glorious drip, these shameless noobs arrogantly demand he hand over his shiny new loot. Xiao almost bursts out laughing. The sheer audacity of these clowns. Why would a max-level whale listen to broke peasants? These arrogant mob characters are completely delusional. They smugly accuse him of exploiting glitches for god-tier gear. Their brilliant extortion plan, hand over the loot quietly, or they'll mass-report his account until the system permabens him. Xiao suppresses a massive smirk. This is literally daylight robbery. A dramatic crowd quickly forms, grabbing their metaphorical popcorn to watch the wealthy player allegedly get exposed. Fueled by pure, salty jealousy, the massive audience emboldens the thugs. They totally think they hold the moral high ground. A random heckler shouts to aggressively punish the dirty exploiter. Our unbothered king just stands there. He silently observes the mob chanting for him to be violently stripped of his inventory. The gang leader barks a final ultimatum: drop the golden loot or they'll mercilessly PK him straight back to the revival fountain. They even threaten to spawn camp his corpse, but Xiao isn't interested in friendly chatter. His eyes lock onto his prey. Activating Inspect, he sighs at NPC behavior. The gaming world is truly plagued by brainless sheep following the loudest idiot. Time for a brutal reality check. A true apex predator must educate these pathetic weaklings. A level 4 warrior, a level 5 assassin, and a level 5 archer. Absolute trash tier stats. Flexing his aura, he challenges the entire trio. They blindly rush in, laughing at what they assume is just suicidal arrogance. Big mistake. The mask violently erupts with phantom tiger energy. The terrifying pressure instantly crushes the three goons into the dirt. The power of pay-to-win passives. The peanut gallery freezes in sheer horror, a one-sided massacre in exactly 0 seconds. Stepping on the leader's ego, Xiao drops his IGN morning wine evening song. He coldly invites them to seek revenge, assuming they have a death wish. A random spectator's eyes widen in absolute panic. That legendary gamertag sounds way too familiar. Checking the global leaderboards, his soul leaves his body. The man standing before them is the undisputed global rank 1, and they just tried to mug him. The entire server chat metaphorically explodes. He's a living myth. Talk about shameless backtracking. The salty mob instantly becomes his biggest fan club. Even the defeated boss feels honored to be curb-stomped by a gaming god, but Xiao completely ignores their pathetic worship. His gaming vision is locked onto the real objective. One crucial hidden quest remains before he can return to his endless monster-slaying grind. Approaching a kid playing with a frog, a wicked smirk crawls across his face. He has already seen right through her disguise. He steps up casually, asking if she knows Lady Goo. But this pint-sized brat instantly fires back. How dare he call her little when they are practically the same age? Talk about an attitude. Bingo. Her fiery temper confirms it. This is exactly the hidden target he needs. Crouching down to her eye level, he drops the bomb. Is she Gulinger, the missing daughter? The kid freezes in pure shock. How could a total stranger expose her deepest secret? But Xiao Zhou, his inner troll, has just awakened. With a straight face, he drops an outrageous lie. He claims her mother promised them a wedding in exactly 5 years. Poor Linger completely short circuits. Stammering in absolute terror, she bolts away, screaming for her mommy at the top of her lungs. Hearing the frantic wailing, Gu sprints outside to shield her daughter, totally bewildered by this sudden wedding nonsense. Stepping out from the shadows, our main character finally reveals his identity. Gu gasps in pure disbelief. Did he actually clear the Hell-tier trial? But for an absolute menace like Xiaoju, it was child's play. He smirks, reminding the panicked NPC of his promise. He swore to track down her daughter upon escaping, and a true gamer always completes his quest. Gu fiercely shields her kid. One sketchy move, and she vows to pack up and abandon the village forever. Our hero completely sweat drops. He actually terrified an NPC into relocating. He must be the first player in gaming history to unlock that hilarious achievement. Raising his hands in surrender, he takes a cautious step back. There is no need for panic. His demand is simple: hand over the intermediate dungeon map. But Gu coldly shuts him down, claiming she possesses no such item. Xiaoju begins to tremble violently. Gu braces for a devastating strike, fearing this is their absolute end. Yet the deadly blow she expected never arrives. Instead, this shameless gamer flashes a dazzling smile, offering a glowing crystal like a generous Santa Claus handing out sweet treats. A small token of gratitude, he claims, for granting him access to that glorious hidden class trial. Ding, her favorability instantly skyrockets by 50%. Both mother and daughter lock eyes on the loot, practically sparkling with greed. Gu is practically drooling over the precious treasure. But Linger, that adorable little menace, strikes first, ruthlessly snatching the shiny loot right out of her grasp. Captivated by its shiny glow, the kid refuses to let go. Gu immediately chases after her, sparking a hilarious, chaotic family squabble. Mid-chase, Linger proudly yells out a crazy theory. This shiny stone must be her official engagement token for their wedding in 5 years. Old sweat drips down his face. Our main character instantly regrets his trolling. This gullible kid lacks any common sense and bought his ridiculous lie completely. Since she swallowed the bait, he shamelessly rolls with the act. He whispers that their glorious wedding depends on her mother handing over that precious map. Only then will their fateful destiny be sealed in marriage. Defeated by the chaos, Gu finally sighs. System rules clearly state that the intermediate map remains locked until 20 days after the server launch. But his sweet bribe worked. She whispers a hidden loophole. The game system allows their village chief to grant the map early to thrill-seeking challengers. Jumping at the chance, little Linger proudly puffs out her chest. She knows the chief's exact coordinates and boldly volunteers to be his personal guide. Minutes later, they reach the destination. The village chief is blissfully napping under the warm sun, enjoying the absolute peak of a peaceful NPC life. Suddenly, a chaotic force barrels right toward her. Boom! Before the elder can even blink, Linger launch attacks. The poor chief completely loses balance, getting hilariously crushed under the hyperactive brat. Brushing off the surprise attack, she calmly asks who seeks her wisdom. Stepping forward, our confident gamer cuts the pleasantries, getting straight to business. Hand over that sweet intermediate map, and he will vanish instantly. Squinting at his stats, the chief scoffs, a measly level 13 newbie. She orders him back at level 20, but our shameless hero just flashes another shiny bribe. Rejecting the bait, the proud elder bursts into booming laughter. Does this cocky player even grasp why she holds the prestigious chief title? She earned her rank through unyielding honor and ironclad pride. A noble NPC like her never bows to cheap bribes from arrogant adventurers. Yet her hands greedily snatch the sparkling gem anyway. Smirking wickedly, Linger calls out her bluff. If the chief hates bribes, she should return it. Embarrassed, the elder reluctantly chucks the shiny loot back. Catching the stone, our protagonist chuckles. This bratty kid is actually pretty useful. Meanwhile, the flustered chief remains baffled by his insane leveling speed despite being level 13. She warns him grimly. The weakest bugs in that zone are level 20. Stepping foot inside at his current state is absolute guaranteed suicide. To keep her own conscience completely clear, she absolutely refuses to hand over that death warrant. Refusing to yield, our gamer demands a chance to prove his strength. Finally, they forge a high-stakes deal. First, he must conquer a perilous quest directly assigned by the elder. Her expression darkens. Every single year, a vicious wolf pack terrorizes their home. Many brave warriors have fought them, but the nightmare always returns. The true mastermind remains undefeated. The dreaded White Wolf, King, his ultimate mission: slay the monstrous beast and return with its legendary pelt. A blue system window flashes instantly, and without hesitation, he smashes the accept button. He orders the village chief to prepare the map for his swift return. Suddenly, Linger blocks his path, stubbornly declaring she will follow along to be his ultimate bodyguard. Xiao sighs, telling the kid to run home to mommy. He simply cannot juggle playing frontline warrior and full-time babysitter simultaneously. Undeterred, the little girl fiercely protests. loudly swearing she can shield his life, crush those white wolves, and easily save their entire village alone. Just then, his jaw drops, as the system window clearly states a ridiculous mandatory condition, keeping this tiny girl completely safe. Trapped by fate, he reluctantly agrees, suffering through her endless dramatic, nagging about him, brutally attempting to abandon her behind. Her fake tears finally force surrender. Deep inside the dark forest, Linger leads him straight toward the creepy mission coordinates, marking the exact final sighting of the demonic wolves. Shivering in the eerie chill, she tightly grips his clothes. Suddenly, a monstrous echoing roar snaps both their heads toward the shadows. The frightened girl trembles uncontrollably, but our fearless main character instantly charges toward danger. Arriving at the violent scene, they spot strangers battling beasts. Our guy casually waves hello, politely demanding directions to the hidden boss lair. Clearly, a reckless squad is currently engaged. This random party features a chaotic mix archer, assassin, warrior, and mage, possessing vastly varied stats. The arrogant leader glares, deeply offended by their presence. He snarls, demanding Xiao back off, immediately aggressively, claiming this entire grinding zone is utterly off-limits for stealing their precious experience. Our clueless protagonist stares blankly at this gaming slang. Smirking proudly, the arrogant boss flexes his bicep, revealing a hideous serpent tattoo. He loudly declares his infamous Green Snake Guild completely rules this entire sacred hunting ground. Xiao tilts his head, utterly bewildered, while the pompous leader brags about owning the nearby Buffalo Zone too. The thug threatens our hero pay a heavy protection tax to farm here, or face brutal respawn at the absolute beginner village, eternally doomed to slaughtering pathetic little chickens. Squinting at Linger, the bully realizes she lacks a player tag. He greedily asks if escorting this special non-player character means triggering a highly profitable hidden quest. Xiao fiercely shields the girl, coldly growling that it is absolutely no concern. He ruthlessly roasts their pathetic farming strategy. A defensive guild member snaps back, claiming these weak mob drops will still barely boost their low stats. Grinding these pathetic beasts remains the absolute safest way to slowly level up. Suddenly, Linger freezes in pure terror, frantically screaming that an overwhelming nightmare approaches. Spotting a massive, ominous silhouette tearing through the woods, he snatches Linger and leaps into the high branches. The arrogant goons hilariously assume he fled in cowardly fear. Up above, our main character shakes his head, pitying these complete idiots who somehow cannot feel the suffocating murderous aura choking the air. A colossal nightmare materializes out of nowhere. Disgusting drool splatters onto a female player, and gazing upward, she stares straight into the bottomless, terrifying jaws of the majestic White Wolf King. Instantly, those massive jaws snap shut, violently swallowing her whole, while her dangling boots traumatize her frozen teammates. Witnessing the legendary boss prepare its bloody massacre, the pathetic bullies scatter like rats, but the apex predator effortlessly stalks its screaming prey. Blinking out of existence with impossible speed, the phantom beast unleashes devastating ambushes, slaughtering the arrogant players like helpless bugs. Crimson paints the forest floor, yet the beast remains completely unaware that high above Xiao intensely analyzes the bloody spectacle, sharply seeking out any fatal flaw in its combat pattern. The glowing system interface reveals the boss is level 20, pinpointing a critical soft spot right upon its massive stomach. It boasts an insane 4,000 experience points and fragile eyeballs, yet its deadly active skills stay terrifyingly hidden behind question marks. Our hero realizes this cunning monster absolutely hides dangerous, unpredictable trump cards. That teleportation defied basic physics. Knowing the beast suppresses its true horrific strength, Xiao excitedly draws his lethal blade and heavy bow, eagerly craving a chaotic high-stakes battle. Linger desperately thrusts her tiny hands forward, forcefully blocking his suicidal advance. Movement alerts the beast, locking eyes with them before retreating into the shadows. Xiao leaps down for pursuit, but the stubborn little girl physically restrains him a second time. She frantically explains that those 5 idiots triggered maximum boss aggro by mindlessly massacring the lower pack members. Charging into its raging fury with his absolutely pathetic beginner stats guarantees instant gruesome death. Proper preparation is vital. Xiao stares completely flabbergasted that a generic game character displays such deep strategic brilliance and genuine care, acknowledging her flawless logic. Grinding stats becomes the only path forward. Questioning her methods, he suddenly receives a highly detailed treasure map exposing the hidden boss sanctuary. Annoyed, he demands why she secretly hoarded this legendary cheat sheet until now. Winking mischievously, she gloats that her premium escort service just proved its worth. Instantly, an epic golden prompt declares a glorious bloodline evolution is finally ready. Smirking wickedly, he claims his destined reward. A magnificent gauntlet materializes upon his wrist, leaving Linger completely starstruck by its divine radiant craftsmanship. Drunk on immense power, our arrogant protagonist laughs maniacally, instantly triggering another explosive bloodline mutation. Suddenly, a massive crimson error screen shatters his reality. His spiritual energy plummets below zero. Double evolution is strictly forbidden, leaving him completely paralyzed. Awkwardly scratching his head, he chuckles. Hey, an attempt was made. The main character realizes his phantom skill is ripe for evolution, though he hasn't actually tested it out yet. Time for a flashy test drive. He instantly triggers the phantom summoning. Boom, brilliant azure energy explodes outward, manifesting a spectacular ghostly doppelganger floating high in the sky. Looking like a majestic hydro superhero, it perfectly mirrors his absolute coolness. Glancing back at Linger, he wonders if he could slap this ridiculous buff onto her too. He is absolutely onto something. Now time to test this shiny clone's actual limits. Fire the 7-star arrow. The clone executes it perfectly. But right before releasing the bowstring, a completely game-breaking epiphany smacks our hero right in the face. The phantom clone can trigger system skills too. A delightfully toxic exploit forms in his brain. Time to scam the system. Xiao commands the clone to trigger evolution, and instantly the glorious magical mutation begins. Blinding golden aura erupts. Because the clone shares his system link, our sneaky protagonist absorbs those glorious effects too. Jackpot. The clone splits into a double phantom. The panicked system immediately pops up, warning that maximum evolution is reached. He can now drop 2 clones simultaneously. Each bad boy packs 60% of his total attack damage for 60 entire seconds. Honestly, he was just gambling. Our protagonist giggles with glee, utterly shocked that this broken system glitch actually paid off. Linger squints, accusing him of blatant hacking. He just cackles wildly. Please, even dirty hackers couldn't dream up a mechanic this beautifully overpowered and genius. This is pure gaming IQ at work. Unimpressed Linger reminds him his survival odds sit at a miserable 20%. Challenge accepted. Time to brutally crank those pathetic rookie numbers up. Boom. The system upgrades it into 7-star flaming arrows. Now he can rapid fire an explosive barrage of 7 blazing projectiles straight into a single target. Each fiery shot inflicts true damage, directly melting away 1% of the enemy's maximum health. Still, our greedy protagonist sighs dramatically, totally expecting the massive upgrade to drop a legendary 8th arrow. Linger loudly scolds his endless complaining, shouting that this skill is already completely broken. Checking the system, she notes his survival odds just spiked to 34%. Ding! The phantom cooldown hits 0. Even our hard-to-please protagonist whistles in absolute shock at that insanely fast system reset timer. He immediately spams the ultimate evolution button again, but a giant red system error smacks him. Still on cooldown, buddy. Lightbulb moment. The ghostly clone directly copies his primary cooldowns. Since his main body literally just spammed the evolution skill, his poor phantom is completely locked out too. Lesson learned, next time, he must fully buff both clones before engaging, avoiding any embarrassingly fatal cooldown traps against massive bosses. Waving Linger over our hero flashes a mischievous smirk. He just hatched a delightfully toxic master plan to aggressively skyrocket their victory odds. Completely clueless about their destination, the cute sidekick obediently trots behind him. Boom. Riverside combat. They absolutely shred an elite crocodile, securing premium meat that restores 200 health points and boosts speed by 30%. Talk about a massive loot jackpot. Peak laziness achieved. He summons a mystical combat clone just to barbecue. 1 hour later, Linger happily burps after completely demolishing that glorious high-grade monster buffet. Xiao casually smirks at his top-tier culinary perfection. Both gamers relax, feeling completely satisfied by the glorious buff-stacking feast, stashing leftover gourmet steaks into his spatial inventory. Xiao reviews the system logs. The pure grinding efficiency of running 3 simultaneous clones is absolutely mind-blowing, loaded with mountains of overpowered healing items crushing. This incoming wolf pack will definitely be an absolute breeze. System check win rate. Linger announces it finally crawled to 40%. Smirking, our boss-slaying protagonist leaps into action, charging straight toward the Wolf King with his sidekick desperately sprinting behind. But lurking in the shadows, a pathetic squad of sneaky, nosy players is greedily stalking their every single footstep from the bushes. Reaching the terrifying boss lair, Xiao gratefully praises Linger for securing that crucial map. Time for beautifully toxic gameplay. He spawns the clones and spams Death Trap. Since clones last 60 seconds and traps cooldown in 30, every single phantom drops 2 devastating explosive surprises. That guarantees 4 perfectly hidden deadly explosive traps. He mercilessly spams this toxic loop, completely coating the cave entrance in a web of doom. The ultimate kicker, this entire deadly minefield remains totally invisible to absolutely everyone else. Sweat-dropping Linger finds this trap overkill absolutely psychopathic. Yet bizarrely, the system's stubborn win rate refuses to budge. Casually munching a buffing steak, Xiao calculates the brutal boss mechanics. That legendary Wolf King possesses blinding speed, so this invisible cage absolutely guarantees 0 cowardly escape routes. Linger nervously praises this psychotic trap maze, but anxiously points out their survival odds still haven't even cracked a measly 50%. Flashing a diabolical smirk, Xiao reveals his final trump card. He orders her behind a thick tree, furiously barricading her inside an impenetrable circle of protective traps. Stay, absolutely glued right there. Stepping boldly forward, our arrogant protagonist screams into the echoing darkness, fiercely trash-talking the almighty White Wolf King to step outside. His arrogant trash talk works perfectly. Two glowing, murderous eyes slowly pierce the terrifying blackness. Weapons grip tight, Xiao practically begs the boss to trigger his massive minefield. The majestic Wolf King steps forward, but suddenly halts aggressively, sniffing the tense air. In a hilariously pathetic plot twist, the terrifying boss simply turns around and retreats. It literally looks like he suddenly remembered leaving his dungeon oven running. Cue the awkward cricket noises. Xiaoju completely faceplants, realizing he totally underestimated this furry coward's ridiculously overpowered danger sense. Total comedic desperation. Our furious protagonist rants like a raging keyboard warrior, screaming petty insults and desperately begging the cowardly furball to step outside. Peeking from behind a tree, Linger reluctantly admits this idiot actually looks pretty cool sometimes. If he wants to marry her, he better show his true skills. But while she is busy judging him, a shadowy hand suddenly clamps over her mouth, entirely muffling her terrified screams. That creepy stalker who is tailing our main duo finally makes his move and snatches her away. Ding Xiaoju suddenly receives a glaring system alert. A hidden trap was just triggered. Glancing around, the Wolf King traps remain perfectly untouched. Uh-oh. That leaves only one catastrophic possibility. The emergency trap he planted near Linger just exploded. Panic strikes. Did the fearsome Wolf King snatch her? Nope. It is just a pack of low-level mobsters dragging poor Linger away like a sack of potatoes. She kicks and screeches for her life, but the sleazy boss just chuckles, calling her a feisty little wildcat. Lackeys are still crying over a bear trap clamped to their leg. Suddenly, Xiaoju crashes the villainous pity party, demanding they drop the girl. Linger instantly lights up, boldly declaring that her mighty husband has finally arrived to wreck them. The goons just stand there dumbfounded. How does a pint-sized brat like her already have a hubby? His social reputation completely destroyed. Our protagonist glares daggers at her, but instead of reading the freaking room, this oblivious menace goes full drama queen, unleashing an ear-shattering banshee wail. The thugs burst into roaring laughter, convinced Xiao is an absolute creep. Meanwhile, our hero is just dying inside. The arrogant boss sneers, demanding if Xiao knows whose turf he just crashed. Deadpan, our hero casually confirms he is fully aware this dirt belongs to the infamous Green Snake Gang. The boss is completely dumbfounded by this sheer unbelievable audacity. He furiously interrogates him about the gang members ambushed earlier today, demanding to know if Xiaoju was the mastermind behind the attack. Our hero smoothly denies the kills. If they think he is lying, they can literally just wait for those grunts to respawn and ask them directly. The boss mocks him mercilessly, scoffing that a spineless coward like him would never dare touch the Green Snake Gang. Xiao desperately wants to trash talk back, but bites his tongue since poor Linger is still a hostage. He fibs about taking a casual forest stroll, but they do not buy it. The goons are convinced a secret boss spawned nearby, and our hero is just snooping around for sweet experience points. They greedily demand he cough up the boss coordinates right now so they can steal the epic kill for themselves. Xiao is practically wheezing internally. These idiots are so painfully gullible, he might as well serve them the boss on a silver platter. Playing hard to get, he strikes a sly deal. Release Linger immediately, and that glorious hidden boss is all theirs to slaughter. Our hero just wants Linger safe, but this arrogant clown barks, asking if he knows who he is messing with. His lackey hypes him up as Yang Chung, third master of the Yang Chung group, and ranked 27th on the heavenly list. Oh wait, our hero remembers his past life. His own company literally owned 40% of that exact same consortium. Previously, even this kid's father bowed down to our hero. This clueless young master is acting like a cheap thug, trying to rob the absolute worst person possible. What an idiot, Xiao sighs. Looks like it is time to teach these obnoxious brats some manners and demand absolute respect. He almost snaps his fingers to summon doom, but a terrifying roar echoes from the cave, interrupting the smackdown. The hype girl gasps, screaming that the legendary hidden boss is actually inside. Arrogant master rallies his meathead goons, hyping them up to charge in and slay the boss themselves. The goons stampede forward, tossing Linger back to our hero. Xiao smoothly catches her, ready to watch this absolute circus unfold. He sweat drops, wondering how these total morons became a top guild. Zero prep work before rushing a boss. Hilarious. They are completely blind. If they swan dive into his carefully placed traps, he is definitely not paying their medical bills. Right on cue, every single idiot triggers his traps, stumbling around completely dizzy, confused, and visibly terrified. So much for acting tough. The master stares at the majestic White King and his knees instantly knock together in fear. He sweats bullets, deeply confused. This beautiful creature does not look like a monster that could instantly wipe him off the map. One panicking assassin scans for a weak point, but chokes when he sees the beast is level 20. The lackey desperately begs for a strategy. The boss, faking ultimate confidence, boldly lies that with him around victory is fully guaranteed. He brags about possessing an ultra-rare hidden warrior talent. A barbaric giant class completely bought with his massive pay-to-win wallet. Desperate to protect his fragile ego, he slams that skill button. Boom, he morphs into a towering barbaric giant. This crazy active boosts strength by 130%, attack by 150%, and drops a massive execution effect. Even our hero grins like a supervillain. A fancy skill like that, he is definitely stealing it for himself later. Meanwhile, Linger panics about abandoning the quest. But Xiao just smirks. There is absolutely zero rush to slaughter that monster. Craving some flashy entertainment, his pathetic lackeys cheer wildly, praising their glorious young master who will supposedly crush this beast. The arrogant boss smirks. He genuinely thinks his newfound power spike is enough to slaughter the mighty White King. Plus, he has healers and assassins backing his play. He charges blindly, but plot twist. The majestic White Wolf snatches him out of midair like a worthless sack of potatoes. 1. Strike Steel Peak Claws. Deal 800 true damage, completely shredding his pathetic defenses. The cocky young master instantly drops to 80 health points. Barely breathing, he gets tossed aside like absolute hot garbage by the White King. His loyal bootlickers freeze, totally utterly stunned by this hilarious one-shot humiliation. Panic ensues as they scatter like roaches. Xiao chuckles at their sheer uselessness and absolute lack of loyalty. A deafening roar echoes. An entire pack of bloodthirsty wolves starts chasing the fleeing cowards. One extremely naive fangirl claims a level 2 wolf is harmless. She screams they must turn back and save their beloved boss. The others just think she is completely delusional. Fight that massive swarm, no way. Their boss got totally one-shotted, so sprinting for survival is the only logic here. Her shameless bootlicking will get them slaughtered. One lackey bails solo, shouting a pathetic apology to his dying boss. Then he realizes our main character is not retreating. Instead, Xiao casually strolls toward the dying boss. What is this crazy guy planning? He is actually trash-talking the White Wolf King. He admits the beast is clever. Initially, Xiao thought the wolf cowardly retreated into its dark cave. But no, the alpha was just plotting epic revenge against the annoying pack that chased him. Our hero already died once, but now the wolf is not facing some trash-tier guild, it is facing a true legend. Meanwhile, the humiliated boss lies bleeding out on the cold dirt. He thinks Xiao is totally insane for challenging the boss. Playing dead and fleeing later seems like his only big brain move. The prideful White Wolf hates being mocked. Using terrifying telepathy, he immediately commands his hungry pack to attack. Xiao instantly equips his epic headgear. They might be fierce wolves, but he is a raging tiger. Boom! A monstrous white tiger aura explodes. The injured mob scrambles away in absolute sheer terror, furious at his pack suffering the alpha snarls, but Xiao leaps skyward, raining deadly arrows down upon him. With terrifying agility, the beast smoothly dodges every single incoming shot. The speed is insane. Xiao realizes his aim is useless if he cannot properly predict those lightning-fast movements. The beast charges with steel peak claws. Xiao braces for a brutal head-on clash, and the vicious strike connects perfectly. Linger watches, utterly horrified. Blood spills, his shield violently shatters, and massive health points just vanish. Coughing blood, our hero smirks. He calls the wolf brainless for thinking he actually missed that dodge. Plot twist, he tanked that brutal damage totally on purpose, luring the arrogant beast directly into his lethal trap. If he dodged locking, the boss down would have been impossible. He traded health points for perfect positioning. Surprise! Shadowy fornings lock onto the wolf. 14 blazing 7-star flaming arrows ruthlessly strike the boss from every direction. The beast ducks, but the barrage is overwhelming. He eats a devastating 1,200 points of damage. Roaring in fiery agony, Xiao laughs, revealing his genius web of illusion traps. Escape is totally impossible now. Chowing down on high-grade crocodile meat, Xiao boldly challenges the beast to an epic war of absolute attrition. Boom! 400 health instantly restored. But the enraged boss suddenly vanishes into thin air mid-charge. Xiao freezes. How did a beast just activate a broken invisibility spell? Total disorientation. The alpha teleports right behind him, landing a massive critical hit to his health. Groaning in pain, it suddenly clicks. This is the exact cheating teleport skill that wiped out the earlier squad. Flash step. The beast vanishes and reappears instantly, delivering another brutal blow. The cheesy combo repeats relentlessly. Half his health evaporates, offering absolutely zero windows to heal up while agony spikes. Back turned, the fatal charge comes, but at the very last millisecond, a hidden snare triggers, chaining the beast completely. Xiao smirks, clapping slowly. Nice teleportation spam, dog. but it is totally useless against a perfectly placed mid-range trap. Now the legendary counterattack officially begins. Drawing his glowing bowstring, Xiao announces his glorious turn. Bam! 200 damage connects flawlessly, ready for more. Blazing with fury, the white wolf shatters its restraints and launches a devastating counterattack, wiping out 800 hit points. But facing death, our main character just smirks. He knew those flimsy traps wouldn't hold a boss monster. Dodging was never the plan. He used his own body as bait, buying the 3 crucial seconds he needed. With a crisp snap, phantom clones rise from the shadows. Instant cast traps erupt, completely binding the furious beast. Rest in peace, he declares, drawing the 7-star flaming arrow. His ghostly squad flawlessly mirrors his deadly stance. 21 blazing meteors rain down. Nearby hunting noobs suddenly witness an absolute nuclear meltdown, erupting right before their eyes. Wait, did the developers add tactical nukes? They assume it's a massive hack, but a free fireworks show is still awesome. Linger bounces with joy as victory approaches. The boss is hanging by a thread with only 75 hit points left. Chewing some crocodile meat to regenerate health, Xiao shakes his head. 9 of his shots completely missed the target. A perfect combo would have been an instant kill. He desperately needs better micromanagement over his clones to grow stronger. Linger frantically begs him to secure the kill and clear their quest. But our guy just chills, munching his food. Patience, kid. He has a different side quest to handle first. Linger tilts her head, completely lost. Meanwhile, gang leader Yang Cheng is putting on an Oscar-worthy performance, playing dead. Hearing the sudden dead silence after that massive blast, the cowardly boss silently prays that Xiao got vaporized. He doesn't dare twitch a muscle. Getting caught faking his death would totally destroy his tough guy reputation in-game. But this absolute clown has no clue that our overpowered gamer sees right through his pathetic act. Wham! An arrow slams inches from his nose. Yang Cheng leaps up, utterly shocked that Xiao survived the Wolf King. Xiao coldly smirks. The monster isn't dead yet, it is just painfully clinging to its very last hit points. The thug instantly drops to his knees, kowtowing like crazy. Praising Xiao's god-tier strength, he violently begs for a second chance. Flashing a demonic grin, Xiao offers a terrifying trade. He'll spare this scrub and share the boss experience, but it comes with a steep price. It is literally signing a contract with a gaming demon. Honestly, our hero is just winging it, leaving him sweating in suspense. I will contact you when needed, Xiao declares. He casually swings his battle axe, turning the request into a direct threat. The gang leader completely panics. The ruthless logic makes perfect sense. Xiao plans to secretly hijack his operations using rival corporate factions to ruthlessly strip away this thug's real-world authority. This lackey's family background is weak, making them highly manipulatable puppets, which buys our main character precious grinding time. Game stats merge with reality in just 6 months. He absolutely must farm levels steadily before the server apocalypse hits. Shivering, the coward stammers that this crazy archer might just backstab him anyway after he agrees. Xiao plays the psychological card perfectly. You are a businessman, he mocks. You live for a profitable bargain. If this rat agreed without squeezing out some benefit, it would definitely be a trap. A greedy pawn is a predictable pawn. Boss Xiao, the thug, cries out, switching sides instantly. Swearing eternal loyalty, he finally spits out his ultimate demand. If this gaming god carries him to higher levels and protects his turf, the Green Snake Gang will be his personal attack dogs. Xiao seals the Dark Pact without a glance. He casually unleashes another 7-star barrage. Boom. A flawless, direct hit annihilates the dying boss in a spectacular fireball. Staring into the blast, Xiao coldly confirms their deal. True to his word, the massive experience drop carries the trembling gang leader straight from level 8 to 10. The experience completely overflows. Xiao skyrockets from level 13 to 15, bagging 14 sweet stat points, and the legendary Wolf Slayer title, The Village is Saved. The thug bows in deep gratitude, but Xiao greedily sweeps up every single loot drop. Legendary crafting materials are always his priority. He coldly orders the lackey to drop the boss title immediately. He hates dragging useless sidekicks around. Tarnish my reputation out there, Xiao whispers with killing intent. And I will give you a game over you'll never wake up from. After witnessing that apocalyptic firepower, the thug completely surrenders. The entire Green Snake Gang just became his fiercely loyal meat shields. Xiao glances at Linger, who is casually poking a random frog, promising to collect on this underworld debt when the time is right. The mob boss bows in the dust while our overpowered duo casually strolls away to their next epic quest. Linger's starry eyes are practically glowing. She endlessly hypes up his epic boss Clear and dramatically announces she will totally marry him now. Xiao instantly breaks into a cold sweat. The playful banter went way too far. He frantically apologizes, killing the joke. She is literally a digital pixel child, a walking overly talkative pile of game code. If players hear this kid calling him hubby, his social reputation is completely doomed. Meanwhile, Linger simply pouts, highly offended by his sudden panic. She bites him, forcing our overpowered hero to squeal like a startled piglet. Linger furiously yells that she is a fully grown woman, not some little kid. Xiao finally pries her off, wondering which deranged system designer programmed such a feral toddler. He demands a timeout, desperately needing a few peaceful minutes to drool over his freshly dropped loot. The White Wolf drops silver rank pants. At max level, these babies boost movement speed by a whopping 100%. He equips them instantly. His speed doubles, making him feel incredibly light. He also scores silver rank steel wolf claws. Their built-in skill allows lightning-fast teleportation behind enemies for a sneaky backstab. He tosses it away like garbage, leaving Linger absolutely baffled. What he actually craves is that ultra-rare, insanely valuable white wolf fur. Jackpot! He unlocks a legendary summoning skill, letting him summon 2 phantom wolves to sniff out and devour hidden enemies. This totally makes his day. For just 20 silver coins, he finally unlocks his dream summoner class. The remaining loot drops are handy cross-system consumable items. Meanwhile, Gu is having a massive panic attack. She curses the village chief for trusting that sketchy dude. The chief sweats nervously. But seeing the duo return without a single scratch, both women let out a massive sigh of relief. Linger tackles her mom in a tearful hug. Gu is just thrilled. Our main character did not try any weird, funny business. Flexing hard, Xiao casually tosses the rare wolf pelt to the chief, who smirks in approval. She admits she underestimated him. This guy is clearly not your average newbie grinding in the starter zone. She whips out a map, revealing a hidden zone for levels 20 to 40. But entering means playing by her strict rules. He must grind there for 1 month, though she generously allows an early exit if requested. Since it is a secret map, the difficulty is totally insane, but the epic loot is absolutely worth it. A system notification chimes, quest complete. Our confident hero flexes, claiming he has got this handled. Linger rushes over, asking if he is really ditching her. Xiao teasingly invites her to tag along. Mama Bear Gu instantly yanks her back, scolding him for flirting. Honestly, Linger is totally attached now, throwing a massive tantrum and screaming to go with him. Gu ruthlessly tells her crush to take his map and get lost already. But Xiao loves a good bargain, so he casually pivots back to the chief. He shamelessly complains. A measly map for a super rare wolf pelt. That trade is a total scam in his greedy eyes. The chief calls out his greed, but Xiao defends his hustle. You never get the top-tier rewards unless you squeeze these NPCs dry. Our hero aggressively flexes a blinding golden aura, genuinely startling her. Intimidated, she coughs up the goods. She gifts him the epic skill power strike. It charges for 7 seconds, dealing a massive 500 agility piercing damage. Xiao is mind blown. This sneaky village chief was hoarding top-tier premium loot all along. Later at the riverbank, Xiao tests a blinding arrow, effortlessly carving a magical path right across the water. He unleashes his new power strike, totally awestruck by its destructive pinpoint accuracy. The chief gloats proudly. It is an epic skill for a reason, easily blasting holes through distant hills like butter. He jokingly praises her socialist generosity over capitalist greed. Glad she actually rewards players who carry the whole team on their backs. Turning to the pouty Linger, he promises a future reunion, teasing the brat to grow up first. Linger screeches in utter defeat as Xiao dramatically dashes into the horizon. Safely across the suburban river, he whips out the coveted map of Roy City. The glowing metropolis is breathtaking. He is insanely hyped to dominate it, unlike his pathetic first playthrough before reincarnating. In his past life, he missed every secret boss and quest, wasting 2 agonizing months farming low-level cows before finally dragging himself to Roy City. By the time he arrived back then, the best loot was plundered. This time, he has every single chest boss and hidden NPC perfectly memorized like a cheat code. His ultimate objective in Roy City hit level 40 Crush, a special quest and extract game stats straight into the real world. That is his master plan. Then he will totally obliterate that backstabbing snake Xiao Tiankai. But before storming Roy City, it is time for a massive inventory dump to cash in his trash tier loot. He struts into a bustling auction house, perfectly baited by cute girls, cosplaying as bunny maids at the entrance. The massive crowd completely shocks Xiao. But hey, more wealthy suckers mean his junk will sell out at lightning speed. A bunny girl asks if he wants to gamble or sell gracefully, pointing him toward the official auction registration desk. Next up, snagging an auction tag before the bidding war erupts. The system steals a 10% tax classic. The receptionist offers him an anonymity cloak, making our guy pause and ponder. Dodging desperate guild invites annoying party requests, and random mobbing is priority number 1. Boom, absolute incognito mode activated. He steps into the chaotic auction house. Suddenly, a stunning hostess takes the stage, making every single player simp uncontrollably. On display, the Ring of Greed. It is a trash-tier bronze drop requiring a ridiculous 10% luck stat. Some random background mob considers grabbing the garbage loot. However, the gorgeous hostess interrupts, teasing that the ring itself is worthless. The true prize is the gold trim. Instantly, a past life memory hits Xiao like a truck. This trash is secretly legendary. He specifically recalls its ridiculously overpowered Diamond Tier final form, the absolutely busted artifact, boosted luck by 50%, doubled all currency drops, and literally guaranteed Gold Tier gear from level 30 bosses. If he manages to evolve this little trinket to Diamond Tier, he will literally strike the ultimate jackpot. While casuals toss mere copper pennies at it, our overpowered protagonist casually flexes and drops a whole gold coin. The crowd gasps, thinking he is completely brain dead for buying trash. But suddenly a rival whale aggressively bids 10 whole coins. The peanut gallery is utterly baffled. Bronze garbage never sells for premium gold, so they assume both players are completely insane. The arrogant rival shoots our hero a deadly glare, clearly suspecting that Xiao has figured out the hidden mechanic behind this item. Xiao catches onto the vibe instantly, but zero chance he lets this overpowered artifact escape. He ruthlessly bids 30 coins. The rival wildly gnashes his teeth at the absurd inflation, desperately countering with 50 shiny coins. The rich brat then starts barking trash talk smugly, mocking Xiao for having a pathetically shallow inventory wallet. Without blinking, Xiao casually drops a devastating 100 gold coin bid. Even the arrogant rival instantly sweats in absolute defeat. Sold to the ultimate flexor, Xiao instantly snaps the greedy ring onto his finger and opens his glowing system interface timer. Exactly 8 hours remain until his overpowered evolution skill cools down. After that, his legendary infinite wealth is permanently secured. Meanwhile, the salty loser visibly fumes in the background, venomously promising to memorize our hero for a future guild player kill session. Xiao just blinks in genuine confusion. He has zero clue why this random non-playable character is throwing a massive tantrum over nothing. He completely ignores the crying noob. But suddenly a soft, mysterious hand starts tracing his jawline while whispering his bidder number. Spinning around in pure shock, he locks eyes with the ultra-gorgeous stage hostess herself. She practically wraps around him like an octopus purring that he owns her for today. Our socially awkward gamer entirely short-circuits, completely failing to grasp this spicy romance trope. The waifu giggles, teasingly poking his chest and telling him to stop playing the clueless protagonist. She playfully insists that his ridiculous 100 gold flex was obviously a romantic scheme to buy her exclusive premium company. He violently cringes, sweating bullets, while nervously thinking this virtual reality simulation is getting way too aggressive. Still hopelessly clinging to his arm, the gorgeous hostess breathlessly promises that tonight her VIP services belong entirely to him alone. Game mechanics aside, she guarantees this incredibly immersive night will blow his mind into a completely different dimension. Our focused gigachad is literally sporting a completely deadpan reaction. He strictly wanted the overpowered loot, completely unaware he bought an entire companion. Gently peeling the aggressively affectionate waifu off his arm, he deadpans a polite rejection. Top-tier character design or not, the grind never stops. He tells her to tag along instead. Highly confused by his gaming priorities, she finally asks what exactly his grand plan is. Suddenly, her flirtatious smile completely vaporizes. She glares at a severely ugly stalker, lurking right behind Xiao, looking utterly disgusted. A literal sewer rat would be cuter. Our oblivious hero casually spins around, instantly getting a massive jump scare from the creepy dude. The shady boomer dramatically whispers about a secret stash of legendary loot. Smelling a potential hidden system quest, our overpowered hero humors him, scanning for any hidden diamond tier drops. However, this scheming scammer secretly believes Xiao is just a brain-dead trust fund whale who happily wasted 100 gold on absolute trash. This dense kid is basically a walking goldmine. The sketchy vendor thinks a little bit of arrogant gaslighting will effortlessly drain his wallet. The scammer triumphantly reveals a pathetic inventory: basic leather armor, rusty bronze boots, a flimsy windbow, and an utterly useless cosmetic flower crown. Our gigachad stares completely blankly, mentally sending this entire garbage tier catalog straight to the trash bin. The scammer delusionally demands 200,000 gold for the mediocre bow. Xiao brutally rejects him, declaring it absolute dog water. The vendor instantly clutches his pearls, utterly devastated by the savage trash talk. Enraged, the delusional boomer physically grabs Xiao by the collar, foolishly threatening to deliver a brutal real-world beatdown. He violently demands a massive apology purchase, promising a swift digital death otherwise. But this clueless, low-level mob has literally zero idea that he just completely provoked the final boss of this server. A suffocating pitch-black killing intent explodes from our protagonist. The arrogant vendor immediately violently flinches, nearly wetting his virtual pants. The ultra-clingy premium waifu immediately steps up like a fierce shield. She brutally commands the trembling rat to back off, snapping that her VIP client already said no. Snapping her fingers, she summons the heavily armed auction guards coldly, reminding this pathetic scammer about the strict ban on shady black market deals. The auction house guards have been eyeing the scene like hawks. Throwing a massive tantrum, the old geezer storms off while screaming insults. Meanwhile, our main character Xiao is absolutely boiling with rage. If the safe zone system wouldn't permanently ban him from the auction house, he'd gladly send that boomer straight back to the respawn point, pivoting to the girl he smirks. Since you're so eager to be mine tonight, you'll obey my commands, right? Her face turns completely tomato red, giggling in agreement. Excellent. Your mission is to guard this auction house like your life depends on it. As payment, he'll transfer her all profits from his 3 silver tier weapons. That should easily net a whopping 800 gold coins. Her real mission, guarding his precious loot. If any refining chips pop up, she needs to instantly buy out the entire stock. She stares at him, absolutely dumbfounded. He just wants her to chill at the auction house all night. What a bizarre setup. Our ridiculously practical hero drops a truth bomb thanks to her insanely attractive figure. Just flashing a little charm will completely crush the bidding competition. Desperate guys will literally throw their cash at her. The poor girl, having never met such a weirdo, is utterly baffled. There is no way he just wants an honest employee. Her mind races wildly, suspecting some super shady hidden ulterior motive. She stands her ground and violently refuses. But the moment Xiao mentions bonus hazard pay, she snaps a perfect military salute, instantly sold. He casually waves goodbye, ordering her to stay completely focused on the ultimate money-making grind. The absolute second he walks away, massive, comedic tears of joy stream down her face. He cries, thinking he is a generous, incredibly wealthy Chad who just saved her night. Meanwhile, those refining chips, absolute god-tier materials needed to unlock top-secret items inside Roy City. Their drop rate is incredibly pathetic. But before the second map even opens clueless newbies, just sell them off like shiny trinkets. Ignorance truly is bliss. Chuckling at his massive brain play, our overpowered hero casually strolls into a sketchy repair shop for gear upgrades. Inside, a massive Hulk-sized muscleman is bawling his eyes out like a literal toddler over a misplaced tiny little hammer. He dramatically wails that he would rather die than lose his precious baby. Xiao casually interrupts the sob fest, dangling the missing tool. The giant musclehead instantly goes crazy with joy. As a tearful thank you, he aggressively promises to upgrade our hero's gear totally free. Here is the cheat code. This entire emotional breakdown is actually a hidden quest Xiao memorized from an overpowered strategy guide. This secret blacksmith triggers one absolutely free glorious gear enhancement just for returning his beloved lost hammer. Smirking, our main character whips out his primary bow and ruthlessly demands the absolute maximum upgrade possible. But here is the ultimate hack. This shop actually peddles endless trash tier materials, completely saving Xiao from ever suffering through that boring low-level monster grind again. It is an absolute speedrunner's dream. The giant happily agrees, returning a mere 20 minutes later to present the gloriously enhanced bow. Xiao actually feels slightly disappointed. Was that legendary upgrade process really that anticlimactically fast? The sheepish blacksmith awkwardly explains the catch: he could only reach level 10 due to a complete lack of high-tier crafting materials. That freebie saved him a sweet 20 gold. Giving the string a test pull, Xiao instantly felt the massive power-up. Relax, old man, he laughed, brushing off the smith's concerns. I'll be upgrading this starter trash soon enough anyway. Stepping outside, his gamer brain started churning. Next stop, Roy City. The boss zones there ranged from level 20 all the way to 60. The player kill zones were brutal. Better play it safe and wait for his evolution skills cooldown to finish first. Mid-stroll through the woods, his danger senses practically screamed. A hidden sniper was actually taking aim. Swoosh, he barely tilted his head as cold steel grazed his cheek, drawing first blood. Whoa, nice reflexes. It was that salty VIP from the auction house, genuinely shocked his cowardly sneak attack actually missed. Recognizing the sore loser, Xiao sighed. Look, man. If you're crying over that auction, it was strictly business. I just needed the loot. Let's not make this weird. But the angry warrior just flashed an unhinged grin. Talk about terrible RNG. The poor guy just wanted to grind in peace, but now he triggered a useless mob encounter. Upon a sharp whistle, a squad of lackeys popped out the bushes. Worse, one generic goon was dragging his new employee. The terrified girl thrashed wildly in their dirty grip. Xiao's eyes narrowed. These low-level street thugs were actually holding his hireling hostage, barking absolute nonsense about claiming her as their prize. The audacity of these NPCs. The bruised ego bidder sneered, stepping forward to gloat like a classic, pathetic C-rank villain. Mr. Moneybags here, he cackled, dropping a cool 100 gold just to buy some absolute bronze-tier garbage. Since your wallet is so heavy, how about you share that shiny loot with the rest of us? Boss, I am so sorry, the girl sobbed. These jerks looted all our leftover cash and totally swiped the crafting chips. That rejected geezer stomps toward her. She glares, completely disgusted by how this trash underestimates our hero's true power. She knows full well his little schemes are destined to crash and burn. Bam! The old scumbag strikes her down, leaving her crying in the dirt. Xiao finally speaks up. Steal my loot. Fine. But hurting a girl before my very eyes, you just chose death. A tense silence falls before the thugs utterly lose it and burst into hysterical laughter. To them, Xiao Jojo is just an edgy anime protagonist. All cringe, empty threats, and zero actual skills. The massive brute steps on the girl, taunting our hero. Suddenly, an unfathomable blazing wrath awakens deep within Xiao's soul. Panic strikes them. Xiao instantly unleashes an overwhelming blast, completely annihilating their front lines. A cocky thug lunges forward, but in a blinding flash, Xiao appears beside him. Way too slow. Number 7. The remaining goons watch in absolute horror as their comrade faces certain doom. Xiao shows zero mercy. He summons his phantom archers, raining hellfire upon the thugs to demonstrate true boss energy. The mob completely vaporizes. Their agonizing screams are an absolute symphony to Xiao's ears. Suddenly, the rival bidder who orchestrated this mess creeps out of the woods, desperately trying to backpedal. Sweating bullets, he swears he meant no harm, blaming his ignorance of Xiao's god-tier potential. He even claims those dead thugs were mere trash. He would have crushed himself. Introducing himself as Shibusha, the server's rank 5. During the bloodbath, he used a detection skill to analyze Xiao's stats. He discovered Xiao's legendary Phantom Hunter class. Xiao simply smirks. And your point is? Shibusha connects the dots instantly. He is standing before the absolute rank 1 player on the entire server. Xiao confirms it. Terrified, Shibusha immediately surrenders 400 gold and 70 refining shards, frantically claiming it is pure goodwill. Xiao snatches the loot, verifying the total. Everything is accounted for, yet his piercing gaze remains deadly cold. Desperate, Shibusha pitches an epic alliance, proposing they forge an unstoppable guild together. With their combined might, they could monopolize the game's economy and swim in limitless wealth. Live like absolute kings every single night. Xiao quietly pockets his cash, instantly shooting the proposal down. A rank 5 trash asking the server's absolute peak player for a team-up. What a total joke. He needs nobody. Flustered, Shibusha asks what Xiao truly desires. The answer is bone-chilling, pure revenge. Shibusha is completely baffled by this dark declaration. He turns to flee, offering an open-door policy. But Xiao is not finished. A blazing arrow seals his escape. In that split second, dread washes over Shibusha. He has messed with the wrong monster. Shibusha spins around, panicking, shouting at the unseen sniper who just seared his leg and trapped him. Looking back, he meets the terrifying, cold-blooded glare of Xiao's shadow clone. Sweating, he nervously calls our hero bro, pleading that refusing an alliance should not mean starting a deadly war. Shibusha frantically flaunts his rank 5 status, bragging about his premium life insurance policy within the game. Slaying him guarantees a chaotic red name penalty. This fool actually believes Xiao fears the server's wrath. He totally underestimates our main character. Suddenly, twin phantoms materialize, aiming their deadly bows directly at his skull. Red name, I do not care, Xiao spits. I absolutely loathe treacherous rats who sacrifice their own comrades. Another glowing arrow is drawn. Shibusha finally realizes his twisted scheme to meet Xiao has completely backfired. He drops to his knees, screaming for mercy, but his time has completely run out. Boom. A devastating explosion of light erupts, erasing Shibusha and his pathetic ego from existence. Instantly, a massive system warning flashes for everyone. Target Xiao has executed Shibusha in the Dark Knight Forest bounty. Set 50,000 gold coins for his head. Gamers everywhere explode into a wild frenzy of terror and thrill. 2 legendary top 5 players just clashed. They are terrified, yet drooling over the massive server bounty rewards. These greedy fools think teaming up will bring Xiao down, utterly blind to his world-shattering power. Meanwhile, Xiao finds this circus utterly disgusting, not fearing the bounty on his head, but disgusted by the system's greed. Normal players die silently, while elites trigger worldwide alerts. But when a top-tier ranker with premium insurance bites the dust, the whole server gets pinged, instantly slapped with a wanted poster. In this world, cold hard cash rules everything. Xiaoju's temporary assistant shoots up frantically, asking why he is still standing around. She screams that a 50,000 gold bounty makes him an elite raid boss. Massive guilds of greedy players are already swarming in to claim his head. He has mere seconds before the mob arrives, but Xiaoju cool as a cucumber. Brushing off the danger, he reminds her about unpaid wages and drops a massive 400 gold coin bonus right into her trembling hands. Her eyes bug out. Tears stream down her face at the sheer fortune. With just a tiny bit more, she tearfully confesses she could finally buy her freedom. That sets off alarm bells in his head. Xiaoju narrows his eyes, asking if she was forced into this modern-day system slavery. He demands the absolute truth to uncover just how many other poor souls are trapped here. Flushing bright red, she timidly confesses she is clueless about the details, but everyone is chained to the Rising Sun Corporation. Cue the dramatic record scratch. The ground drops beneath Xiaoju, because that is literally his own company. Crushed by his own guild's betrayal, he mutters a pathetic apology. Sensing his sudden aura of depression, she gently begs him to drop the subject, which he solemnly respects. Bam! Out of nowhere, she launches forward and plants a massive kiss right on his cheek. His face instantly turns the color of a ripe tomato, blushing like an absolute novice. Calling him her absolute hero, She stammers out a shy thank you before sprinting off into the sunset like a startled rabbit. Watching her vanish, Xiao Ju's eyes turn icy. The only corporate snake capable of this villainy, it has to be Xiao Tiankai or some other backstabbing rat. He vows to rip the truth out of his guild the second he logs back into headquarters. Lost in revenge thoughts, he completely misses the killing intent, creeping up from behind. Whoosh! A massive fireball blasts toward his head, but dodging casually, he smirks, mocking their incredibly speedy delivery time. Swatting the flames away with a single hand, his smirk widens. Looks like today's grinding session just got a lot more fun. A massive mob of players roars toward him, slapping on his beastly tiger mask. Xiao Ju chuckles. These fools are literally sprinting straight to the respawn point. But wait, in the charging mob, he spots Yang Cheng, the goofy boss of the Green Snake Gang. The same noob he carried just days ago is now happily waving at him like an old buddy. Yang Cheng sprints over but freezes in midair. A phantom assassin's arrow is suddenly locked dead onto his skull. Xiao Ju blitzes forward, grabbing him by the collar. Did this rat betray him already? The gang leader shrieks in pure panic, swearing it is just a giant misunderstanding. He came as backup. Xiao Ju halts his devastating punch right before impact, sweating bullets. Yang Cheng barks at his minions to bow down and call Xiao Ju their absolute big boss. The entire gang instantly drops to 90 degrees. Dropping him like a sack of potatoes, Xiao Ju demands answers. Dusting himself off, the leader proudly declares the Green Snake Gang's grand daily quest. Any suicidal fool who steps within 10 feet of Xiao Ju gets beaten back to level 1. Xiao Ju raises an eyebrow, asking if he ate some crazy courage buffs today. Yang Cheng flashes a goofy grin, claiming he has just leveled up his bravery stat. Even if some max-level sweat one-shots him, he can at least become a glorious meat shield for intel. He vows to aggressively stall until the boss arrives. Xiao Ju sweat drops, amazed that this former thug has morphed into his #1 fanboy. With maxed-out charisma like that, no wonder this weakling successfully runs a whole gang. But the solo-leveling Sigma politely declines. He thanks his fan club but orders them back to the safe zone before they get wiped. He will solo this trash mob himself. The leader frantically offers a secret stealth spot, but our main character rejects the cowardly route. It is time to send a bloody message to the Guan family. He needs to show them what happens when they mess with his legendary name. Stars in their eyes, the gang erupts into fanatical cheers, praising their overpowered god-tier idol. Strolling casually down the path, Xiao Ju completely misses the weakness detection skill, pinging his back. A massive meathead lurks in the bushes, scoffing that 550,000 gold coins is completely wasted on a scrawny twig like him. But the hunter becomes the hunted. An even bigger beefcake creeps up behind him, unleashing a hilarious flurry of fists to instantly delete the threat. It is the loyal Green Snake Gang. They are acting as his invisible bodyguard squad while he just takes a stroll. Yang Cheng happily reports all the small fry are dealt with, but Xiao Ju's high-level gamer senses are tingling. A massive boss-tier threat is lurking. Syncing vision with his wolf familiar, he witnesses a terrifying sight. An entire squad is getting completely steamrolled by an elite hit squad. He warns Yang Cheng that the remaining bounty hunters are hardcore pros. Suddenly, his passive radar starts screaming bloody murder. Catching his panic, Yang Cheng violently flinches, asking what is wrong now. Yang Cheng nervously asks Xiao if staying is a good idea. The harsh reality, he is the last man standing. Every single one of his teammates has already been wiped out. Still completely clueless about the sheer danger, Yang Cheng blows a loud whistle, desperately hoping his squad will rally back. However, the dark forest answers back with absolute chilling silence. Pure panic strikes him. It is not the fear of death, but the crushing realization that he has completely failed his mission once again. Sweating bullets, he begs Xiao for a plan. In response, Xiao casually whistles. Suddenly, majestic white wolves emerge from every shadowy corner of the woods. Thinking an ambush is happening, the gang boss charges up his aura, but Xiao just raises a hand calmly, telling him to stand down. Xiao simply crouches and vigorously pets the terrifying beasts like house puppies, praising them as good boys. He casually reveals that he deployed this entire wolf pack to secretly gather intel across the deadly woods. Jaw dropping to the floor, Yang Cheng finally understands. Xiao is a literal one-man army pulling off unimaginable feats. He realizes the beasts share a telepathic network with Xiao constantly feeding him data. Xiao brags about his furry spies. Their insane scouting skills let them infiltrate and observe practically anywhere without being noticed. Standing up, he drops a bombshell. Exactly 76 assassins hunted him, but only 2 survived. Yang Cheng nearly faints, completely paralyzed by the overwhelming scale of the enemy forces. The terrifying truth sinks in. His entire crew could never survive an army that massive. Xiao casually mentions that his shadow clones actually wiped out the vast majority of the attackers. Right on cue, his clones are still actively hunting down stragglers. Completely, utterly speechless, Yang Chong fanboys hard over his monstrously overpowered boss. He bitterly whines that if he possessed just 1 measly percent of Xiao's absurd strength, he wouldn't be such useless dead weight. Patting his shoulder, Xiao gently warns him to stop blindly charging into deadly death traps. He lectures that crew survival beats foolish pride every time. But just as the wholesome bromance peaks, a sudden voice rudely crashes their touching moment. A menacing brother and sister tag team steps out of the shadows. The man glares at Xiao, complaining bitterly. Tracking him was highly annoying, forcing them to butcher an endless wave of meat shields just to finally cross paths. Mid-villain speech, Xiao's system activates weakness detection. The guy Ladder, rank 23. A level 8 ranger known as the Cruel King. His sister Ladder, rank 8. An elite level 10 summoner named Hai. Xiao just smirks. With their elite levels, sharp brains, and crazy stats, surviving this long makes perfect sense. Tapping his loyal underling on the back, Xiao declares it is finally his time to be the main character, Trembling Yang. Chong stammers, asking if he really has to solo them. Xiao grins playfully. If he crushes these 2 elite players, his pathetic ladder ranking will instantly skyrocket. This is the ultimate limit testing for his useless disciple. Sweating buckets, Yang Chong bites the bullet and fearfully accepts the challenge. Meanwhile, Cruel King glances around nervously. During the earlier chaos, he was totally spooked by a mysterious phantom archer who outsped his own arrows. Puffing his chest, Yang Chong boldly steps up. He orders them back, daring someone to make the first move. Hai instantly realizes the true boss is chilling in the back. She coldly labels Yang Chong an annoying guard dog blocking her path. Cruel King completely agrees, loudly mocking Xiao as a pathetic coward for hiding behind a useless stray mutt. Xiao just chuckles. Instantly triggered, Yang Chong furiously roars at their total arrogance. Howling his gang title, he recklessly charges in like a total madman, but suddenly massive earth spikes erupt from below, violently binding his entire body in an inescapable stone prison. He violently coughs up blood and his precious experience points plummet by 300. He ruthlessly tells him to shut his mouth. She smirks, revealing her terrifying signature technique, the absolute defense of the shadow giant. Roaring wildly, Yang Chong triggers his rampaging giant skill, barely shattering the crushing rocky restraints. Without missing a beat, Hai raises one hand, instantly summoning an even more colossal stone golem. Yang Chong's brain completely short-circuits in sheer disbelief. His massive power boost deals 0 damage. Hai boasts with an icy tone. Her monstrous shadow giant possesses an invincible defense that no mortal player can ever penetrate. It provides flawless offense and absolute defense simultaneously. Behold, the overwhelming might of a true shadow summoner. Kicking back, Xiao watches the whole bloodbath like an entertaining movie. Honestly, he finds that summoner skill incredibly cool and completely wants it. Suddenly, without even shifting a single muscle, Xiao casually drops the name of the Cruel King. The ranger completely freezes, his brain lags terrified. How on earth did Xiao detect his flawless epic-tier teleportation backstab attempt? Blinking in horror, he turns his head only to find 2 terrifying shadow clones already breathing down his neck. Bam! The phantoms brutally slam him face first into the dirt, ruthlessly pinning the helpless ranger completely flat on the ground. Xiao coldly whispers for him to sit like a good little puppy. He is enjoying the fight, and once the popcorn is gone, the real torture will begin. Absolute dread paralyzes the Cruel King's very soul as Xiao casually looks away. Meanwhile, the struggling gang boss fights for his literal life against Hai and her invincible titan, but the rock beast is built completely different. It hoists him up and smacks him down like a total ragdoll. Yang Chong knows he cannot outmuscle this behemoth, but he figures his lightning-fast agility might just save his skin. Boom. Instant reality check. The rocky giant teleports right behind his back, snatching his arm in a crushing vice grip. Sweating bullets, the boss mutters colorful curses as pure panic takes over. Aijin just chills there, wondering aloud why he is playing hero for Xiaoju, especially since the dude is literally a wanted fugitive now. She pitches a sweet deal, just team up with her and split that massive bounty 50-50. Yang Chong stares at her like she is totally crazy. Betray Xiao. He has seen that monster's true power and he prefers staying completely alive. Thank you very much. Aijin sneers, thoroughly unimpressed. Fine. If he really wants to play the loyal sidekick, she will gladly provide a free one-way ticket straight to the respawn point. Bam. The rock beast uses him like a mop, smashing him into the dirt with absolutely devastating bone-crushing force. Meanwhile, the shadowy freak latches right onto the poor boss's face, choking the absolute life out of him. Ow, the hold shatters. Yang Chong flops onto the dirt in his normal form. Hyjin squints, honestly shocked the poor dude has not hit 0 hit points yet. As the beaten boss gasps for air, Hyjin casually strolls literal circles around his wrecked body. He smirks, declaring it is finally time to drag Xiaoju out and teach that arrogant punk a truly brutal lesson. Yet the battered boss weakly tugs her ankle, desperately pleading for her to just stop. Shadowy Beast pivots to confront Xiaoju, but our overpowered protagonist just flashes a wickedly confident, totally unbothered smirk. Annoyed, Hyjin clicks her tongue, punts Yang Cheng away like a total nuisance, and commands her shadow pet to flatten him. The monstrous shadow looms over the shivering, terrified boss. But out of absolutely nowhere, Zap A blinding lightning bolt fiercely crashes down. When Yang Cheng peeks through his trembling fingers, he catches Hyjin looking pale as a literal ghost. Her terrifying shadow beast poof completely deleted from sheer existence. Hyjin's jaw completely drops. One shot. He one-shotted her ultimate summon. Major regrets kick in immediately. Xiao casually shrugs, acting like he just took out the trash. Then he casually whispers from right behind her back, a terrifying plot twist she completely missed until this very second. Xiao flexes his monstrous aura, and the boss bursts into comedic snotty tears, praising his overpowered big bro for the epic rescue. Sweating profusely, Hyjin demands to know his exact cheat code, since instantly nuking her shadow giant should be literally impossible. Ignoring her freakout, Xiao casually asks why she even needs that massive bounty cash anyway. She shamelessly admits it is startup capital for her new guild, plus a hefty personal cut. Honestly, who in their right mind hates totally free money? Boom. She pops her skill again, turning the solid floor under Xiao into a creepy, oozing puddle of pitch-black liquid. The dark puddle morphs into a sticky trap. Hyjin cackles, proudly bragging that this ultimate crowd control skill is utterly inescapable. Thanks to a nasty debuff, he will permanently perish in 5 seconds flat. His experience points start hemorrhaging at 300 per tick. But Xiao He simply takes a single step and casually strolls right out of the deadly trap. He glances back, totally roasting her by calling the little skill cute, but definitely not broken enough to dent his stats. Deadpan, he asks if her cooldowns are finished yet. The girl violently shakes her head, her previous arrogance completely replaced by pure sweating panic. Meanwhile, Xiao secretly connects the massive dots regarding her grand master plan. Wait, she is founding the Heike Guild. That was literally a top-tier legendary faction in his previous life timeline. His annoying rival only power-leveled early on by shamelessly leeching off Heike's success and whaling massive cash for premium buff items. Smirking at this golden opportunity, Xiao spares her. Instead of an instant game over, he offers a spicy multiple-choice pop quiz. Option A. He personally funds double their guild cost, but they become his loyal quest doers. Option B. Well, that is way simpler. A total VIP express ticket straight back to the glorious respawn point. Not wanting to lose her precious experience, the clever girl smash-clicks the accept button on option A immediately. Xiao dismisses her, promising to transfer the gold later. His only strict condition, the brand new faction must be officially named the Ling Yun Guild. Deal struck. He casually struts off, while the stunned girl mutters a desperate prayer that this overpowered freak actually pays up. Xiao drops into a casual squat before the battered boss, tossing him a shiny red premium health potion. Chugging it down, the boss instantly regenerates his hit points back to a full 100%. Smiling, Xiao reveals there is one final quest pending. Like an eager fanboy, Yang Cheng enthusiastically jumps at the massive opportunity. Xiao shifts his deadly gaze toward the paralyzed tyrannical king. It is finally time to cross this annoying mini-boss off his hit list. A villainous grin spreads across Yongquan's face like he just scored an all-you-can-eat buffet. He saunters up to the so-called cruel king, crouching to deliver maximum emotional damage. Where is all that spicy arrogance now, huh? Mana flares around him. He unleashes absolute hell upon the tyrant, warning him to never even glance at his brother again. Ding. A system prompt pops up, mid-beatdown. Congratulations. You have jumped from rank 26 straight up to rank 22 on the server ladder. But right before he can celebrate his epic victory, ding, you have been forcibly booted. He rips off his VR headset, blinking wildly. Wait, has he seriously been grinding for 15 straight hours? His real-world prep phase is basically complete. Tomorrow's main quest, beelining it straight toward Roy City. First, he will farm some massive EXP. Then he absolutely must drag his sister into this game. Co-op mode guarantees double the leveling speed. Maybe he will hit up that overpowered mage for a carry. Well, he will brainstorm that strat later. Real-world boss fights are calling his name and he needs to gear up. Speaking of which, he quickly dials Da Cheng. Get over here immediately. We have a top-secret real-world raid to plan out right now. Cue the dramatic entrance. A mountain of a man steps inside. It is Xiao's most loyal tank, built like an absolute brick wall. Xiao drops the ultimate quest objective. I need dirt on Xiao Tiankai's shady underground operations immediately. And I need those juicy receipts delivered yesterday. Da Cheng sweats bullets, thinking his boss is totally unhinged for pushing this. But Xiao is completely out of patience for useless chit-chat. One icy death glare from Xiao, and the 6'2" titan instantly starts quaking like a localized earthquake. He practically folds himself in half with a deep bow. Consider it done, boss. I absolutely will not fail you. Xiao takes a villainously slow sip of his coffee. This is just the tutorial phase. The real boss fight has not even started yet. Fast forward to the next morning, Xiao is suiting up when Xiao Tong pops the ultimate question. Where are you going? Seeing him dressed like a corporate mafia boss, he casually drops the bomb. I am crashing a board meeting. Her eyes sparkle like anime stars. She launches herself forward, tackling him in a giant bear hug. She cries happy tears, thrilled that her absolute badass of a big brother has finally returned. She drops some juicy corporate lore. The board totally used that recent scandal to crown Xiao Tiankai as the temporary acting chairman. Xiao does not even blink. He already read the patch notes on this pathetic betrayal. Those greedy NPCs like Uncle Chi and Amber, they sold out to Tiankai ages ago, which is exactly why the company's corruption stats are maxed out. But heroes never stress out their little sisters. Giving her a classic head pat, he promises it is just a routine maintenance check. Time to politely remind those corporate snakes that the final boss is still very much alive and holding the controller. Gulp. For the absolute first time ever, a tiny shiver of terror runs straight down Xiao Tong's spine. Meanwhile, at the corporate battleground, Xiao Tiankai is hyping up his garbage, new project Sweating Bullets, to secure those crucial yes votes. Right on cue, Uncle Chi and Amber act as his ultimate cheerleaders. Naturally, the other spineless sheep quickly follow their lead. Tiankai is internally screaming with victory. These two corporate lapdogs really know how to play the corrupt business game perfectly. Brainwash the boomer executives in record time. With a majority locked in a smug, Tiankai officially declares the launch for next week. Plot twist, a massive bald dude raises his hand, revealing he never voted, catching Tiankai completely off guard. A vein pops on Tiankai's forehead, angrily snapping that he did not even see him lurking in the corner. Enter Uncle Hai. He is a towering behemoth, radiating absolute zero-nonsense energy. Tiankai snarls, demanding his final vote. Unfazed, Uncle Hai hits him with a solid, stone-cold rejection. Have you lost your marbles? He roars that this trash project will nuke their reputation and bury them in massive legal lawsuits. It totally disrespects Xiao's master plan. If we greenlight this garbage, the entire corporate empire will instantly crumble to dust. Tiankai claps back hard. He insists the profits will be astronomical, claiming Xiao's ancient strategies belong in the trash bin. We need a flawless victory right now. He drops a toxic ultimatum. Fall in line or get out of my lobby. Uncle Hai maxes out his resistance. Amber slithers in, dripping with fake sweetness, telling the boomer to act his age and accept defeat gracefully. She smugly adjusts her glasses. The scoreboard says 7-1, so by the rules we officially take the win. Bang, I veto that. A booming voice shatters the tension, instantly freezing everyone in their tracks. Tiankai's smug face glitches out. Sweating nervously, he panics over what Xiao is actually doing here. Cue the epic boss music. Xiao Tong rolls him inside. Smirking, Xiao declares that the true chairman is crashing his own meeting. Tiankai's soul practically leaves his body. Trembling, he slaps on a painfully fake, overly enthusiastic smile. Amber tries smoothing things over, playing the fake diplomat. He sweetly suggests the main character should just rest and let the adults handle the boring board stuff. Yeah, right. Our guy smirks, waving off the fake concern. He casually mentions he just missed their ugly mugs too much to stay away. Flexing his absolute veto authority, he drops a bombshell. The entire project officially tossed into the trash. Uncle Chi practically pops a blood vessel, but Amber throws him a warning glare. Their silent eye contact screams, just wait. Xiao Tiankai swallows his absolute fury. Through gritted teeth, he pretends to bow to our hero's grand wisdom. Our main character easily reads that suppressed rage. Triggering them was the whole master plan. Still, he knows playing with corporate vipers requires serious brainpower. It is a massive headache. Until he can drag his overpowered game stats into the real world, wiping these villains out completely is practically impossible. These parasites share deep, unbreakable roots. Poking the bear too hard while stuck in a wheelchair. Yeah, that sounds like a terrible game over. So he spins a beautiful lie praising Tiankai's talent. Yet he ruthlessly blocks the proposal, claiming it totally ruins his grand master plan. Whatever dirty tricks are brewing next, he will strictly inspect every single detail before signing off. Realizing only Uncle Hai is a true ally, he decides playing the long game is his safest bet. Dropping a casual promise to visit sometimes, he orders the lackeys to keep grinding while he rolls out. In the shadows, Amber summons Tiankai. Their icy stares exchange a deadly unspoken command. It is time to erase our protagonist from existence. Tiankai's wicked grin confirms the ultimate revenge plot has started. Back in his villainous lair, Tiankai stews in anger. His flawless empire was thriving before this crippled genius ruined everything. Amber issues a chilling ultimatum. The clock is ticking. and snatching their absolute power demands nothing less than pure cold-blooded murder. Tiankai groans, admitting targeting our hero directly is basically a suicide mission against his sharp instincts, especially since that loyal guard dog Zonglong transformed the hospital and mansion into an absolute impenetrable fortress. Mumbling to himself, he vows to crush the protagonist soon. But first, a specific, annoying obstacle needs deleting. Cut to Uncle Hai cruising down the road. Suddenly, a rogue vehicle matches his speed, flashing cold steel, bang. Before panic sets in, his own driver expertly headshots the hitman. The assassins try swerving again, completely blind to the massive truck barreling toward them. An absolutely brutal collision follows. Seconds before the explosive crunch, the bodyguard clears out the trash and dodges disaster. Shaking Uncle Hai processes this insane assassination attempt. He literally just survived thanks to our brilliant main character. Enter Da Chong, the ultimate backup muscle. He winks, telling the old man to worship our hero later since he orchestrated this flawless rescue mission from the start. Fury erupts inside Uncle Hai as he aggressively curses Tiankai to hell. Chong quickly texts his boss, confirming the VIP target is secured. Seeing the green light, our hero smirks. Time to plug back into the digital battlefield. He boots up the system, spawning into Roy City. This nightmare zone only holds one other crazy player. With danger levels maxed out, he mutes all chat spam to focus on his hardcore objective. Unsurprisingly, Tiankai's digital avatar is camping here with the gates completely locked. Strategy time: only 2 entry glitches exist. Option 1 is a sneaky backdoor trail cutting straight through the treacherous, untamed wilderness. That path is absolutely crawling with level 20 to 30 nightmare mountain trolls. Using that stealth route completely skips the annoying main story quest. Option 2 is jumping into the main lore. Every night, a massive demon horde raids the city, requiring players to play hero alongside the general. This grants official entry as a city guard. Obviously, our genius picks the epic defense route. This legendary path unlocks a secret map, exposes the demon hive, and drops insane loot, like the golden demon armor. Gotta secure those gains before leveling up. Bing! A flashy system alert suddenly materializes. His evolution cooldowns have finally reset to 0. Time to abuse these broken mechanics and unlock some seriously overpowered cheat abilities. His target mutating that pathetic bronze ring straight into diamond tier. This ridiculous power spike will leave every other player eating dust while maximizing his gold farming. He summons his spectral clones, smashes the evolve button, and nothing happens. He pauses, realizing this greedy artifact completely skips silver and gold, only existing as bronze or diamond. Lacking middle tiers, the system totally ignores his first command. Refusing to quit, he spams it again. Crack. A terrifying sound echoes. Panic hits. If this ring shatters instead of hitting diamond, he loses everything in this hardcore death zone. With only 1 evolution charge remaining, he needs pure unmatched luck. Winning this means swimming in endless loot forever. It is a crazy gamble, but honestly, who could resist? Holding his breath, he triggers his final evolution attempt. Crack. The ring shatters, revealing a dazzling, jaw-dropping diamond grade. Bam! A massive boost of 50 luck points hits instantly, unlocking a ridiculously overpowered special effect. A completely broken 100% drop rate. Bosses over level 30 guarantee gold tier loot, and his cash flow literally doubles. He grins like an absolute maniac. The jackpot is secured, his trap is set, and now he just waits for midnight. Midnight strikes and the demonic horde floods the city. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhou sits comfortably on a mountain, munching metaphorical popcorn, waiting to steal the kill. Down in the blood-soaked trenches, the Roy City vanguard holds the line. Their general roars, ordering his men into absolute war. A massive wave of level 20 grunts crashes in, but towering above them all is a monstrous level 30 raid boss. Xiao practically drools watching them. That is not an army of terrifying monsters, that is just a massive buffet of shiny, evolvable loot. The brave general charges headfirst, and a chaotic symphony of pure destruction erupts. It is super rare to see non-playable characters throwing down this intensely. Xiao desperately crosses his fingers, hoping these brave meat shields can hold the line alone. Why? Because then he can just swoop in at the last second, one-shot the boss, and steal all the glory and sweet loot. Down below, the general is an absolute beast. His blade dances with roaring thunder and lightning, banishing demons back to the abyss. He looks completely invincible, until boom, a horrifying crunch echoes, and the mighty general is sent flying like a rag doll. A soldier screams in absolute panic. Xiao chokes on his breath. Wait a minute, this totally breaks the script from his past life. For the very first time, cold sweat drops down his face. Are these guys actually going to wipe out? Sighing dramatically, he abandons his lazy plan. If that general dies, his entire future timeline gets completely ruined. He has to step in. With a swift command, Xiao unleashes his phantom shadows, directly ambushing the massive demon towering over the fallen hero. The level 30 boss staggers from a devastating blow. Before it even blinks, Xiao flashes forward, brutally severing its arm and shredding its health bar. The stunned general gasps, asking for his name. But Xiao just smirks, snaps his fingers, and his phantoms unleash a devastating storm of 7-star flaming arrows, instantly nuking the entire demonic horde. The general's jaw practically hits the floor. Did this single kid just carry the entire raid boss battle? Trembling with absolute awe, the veteran warrior hands Xiao a mysterious glowing treasure chest as a legendary reward. Xiao pops it open and his eyes nearly bulge out of his skull. A legendary golden stone, the mythical artifact that brings game stats into absolute reality. It is the legendary warrior heart. With this absurd cheat item in his hands, Xiao Zhou just speedran the entire city's most brutal storyline. He completely bypassed the nightmare difficulty and secured the absolute ultimate jackpot.